Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Trader TV Live. Futures flat here to start this last trading day of this holiday shortened week, with the NQ up 0.04, the ES much the same look, down 0.03, the Dow down 0.11, and the Russell faring the worst out of all four major averages, down 0.25%. Oil continues to trade flat, but gold making more overnight highs, as well as silver. We'll get to that in a bit. Bitcoin trading above 88,000, still establishing the range between the low 90s and the high 80s, and the VIX up 5% here to start the morning. Good morning, Adara. What are some of the headlines? Yeah, let's talk about this trade because we have some interesting headlines today. Of course, we're going to have Micron, Samsung, also SanDisk back on watch. These memory plays, it's worth noting, some of the best plays in the S&P 500 so far this year include SanDisk and WDC. So this is definitely going to be a memory-heavy end to the year, that's for sure. Keep an eye on that headline. The biggest, though, by far of the day is going to be NVDA. Initially, this is reported as an acquisition of Groq, and to be clear, not Elon Musk Groq, but Groq. This is an AI startup. Instead, they're just going to be buying Groq's assets here for $20 billion. They're also taking the company's CEO, some of its other top executives, into NVDA. So really good deal here for NVIDIA, and they also avoid some regulatory scrutiny. We're obviously going to get more into the specifics of that. Waymo also dealing with some more robotaxi issues. So quite a few stories on watch today. All right, good morning, guys.
All right, good morning, everybody. Yes, we are here. Obi, thank you for joining us one more time. And we have to say a happy birthday to Neil, yes, of course, today. So happy birthday to Neil. And he's hopefully enjoying it with it. Well, he is enjoying it with his family. So we say shout out to him. And yeah, happy Boxing Day, I guess, here in Canada, something that's new. For many Americans might not realize that we celebrate that here. Here in the UK, everybody has the day off again. So, except for us, of course, because that contractor, if we ever signed one, said something about we have U.S. holidays and not Canadian ones, which is fine by me, actually. You know, the drive in today was 22 minutes.
Yeah, mine was 30.
Yeah, so it was just like, minutes. I'll take it. Nobody on the road today except for us. We're looking to get some burgers, hopefully this afternoon, and we're ready to rock and roll. It should be a slow day, I mean, which is fine, I think. We're always here to find some opportunities for everybody. Did you get everything you wanted for Christmas?
Yes, of course.
Good, good. Yeah, same way. We had great Christmas time. Kids loved it. My son got all this snowboard gear, tons of stuff. Yeah, my brother for some reason got me another hat here, so I'm wearing it today. There's something with the palm trees. He's always about the palm trees, so we got that there going. And yeah, lots. Sharif was always talking about this brand Gymshark. Yeah. So my wife got me this Gymshark, beautiful, beautiful bag. It's a great little workout bag. Yeah, with some new different workout clothing and things like that, and blah 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 blah. A bunch of stuff happening right here. So yeah, no, we're excited here to be back today. And what was a gift that maybe was memorable for you?
The
sweater looks pretty hot. I like that.
A little festive. You know?
Yeah, I like that.
Got the
sweater.
Candlesticks going on as well. So
like
yeah, no, I got.
Oh, the candlesticks. Yeah. Didn't even notice that. That's cool. I mean, I know they're not candlesticks, but they kind of look like.
Yeah, right. They kind of look like candlesticks. So like you got a little bit of a dark green and a red as well. 48 Laws of Power, the book.
Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. I'm not super familiar. What is that?
So see, I've read snippets and bits of it, but.
Is it relatively new or is it an old one?
No, it's an old book. It's
I don't know that.
It's by Robert Greene. So yeah, I think definitely a little trading related.
Oh, trading related.
1999.
Cool. Woo-wee.
Yes.
There were the best of times.
Yeah.
There's the worst of times. Yeah. We're gonna party like it's 1999. Prince, of course. There.
Of course.
You a fan of Prince?
I haven't heard a lot of his stuff.
Well, When Doves Cry. That's a great tune there. Joe is in the building today.
He is.
As well. Everybody's here. It's going to be a good day, except for there he is. There he is. What's up, Joe? Joe, Christmas was all right? Thumbs up, thumbs down. Yeah, all right. We like that one. Oops, my stream deck is not up. All right. Yeah, so far so good. Thank you so much. Yeah, it looks like I could be in Run DMC. Yes, very, very much so. I actually met those guys in Vegas like 15, 20 years ago. Was a really interesting story. So that's a lot of fun. When I met we met Rev Run. There's a picture of Marissa and I. Maybe if I find it, you can see what we looked like 20 years ago, but I think that's maybe on my Facebook. Does Facebook still exist?
I use it for messaging sometimes.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, actually, that's valid.
And just like Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, that was my next thing. I was going to throw back to Sharif because I know he uses Marketplace. I like to use Marketplace, too. I got winter tires off there most recently. They all had holes in them, but it was all right.
So we got a new set of like washer dryer, so you had to get rid of the old one.
LG,
and I'm like,
Samsung. Yeah,
so,
okay.
dude, it has like it has like this AI wash thing, and I was like, what? They're putting AI inside these washer dryers. So what's really cool is that it'll detect what kind of clothing you have in there, and then wash it and give it the right kind of wash accordingly.
Sick.
I'm like, all right, cool. You do the thing.
You just put the clothes in there, just push AI.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no. So Facebook Marketplace, you scan the market, and you're just like, how much are like these used things going for? Because I'm like, I'm not picking this up. I'm not carrying this around.
We bought used washers.
No. The old ones. I want to get rid of the old ones.
Okay, good,
right?
yeah.
So I just posted them. I'm like, you got to come and take them yourself.
And how quick was it?
So I just obviously undercut everything that was there.
Yeah.
I was just like, all right, I want to get them out of the house. So yeah, literally next day, someone's like, sure, I'll come pick them up.
Yeah.
I'll carry them. They brought their kit and everything, carried them out. I'm like, all right, that saves my back.
They still worked, or they were just?
No, they're still fine. They're still
okay.
fine. A little bit of, I think there was just aesthetic damage.
Because near my house, there's like a metal, like a dump place that's like they resurface metal and reuse it.
Yeah.
So like you can always, what you can do is you can drop it off there, then they weigh it, and they give you next to nothing for it.
Right.
But most of the time, if you call somebody, they'll pick them up, take them there, and even if they get $50 a machine, whatever, you can pull out the motors and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, but anyways, all right, yeah, good. We're really happy here today to be with you guys. It should be some good movement, although the ES, as Sharif ran through the numbers, not much going on. IWM might have been one of the big ones. And I'm going to be looking at Bitcoin as well, see if we can hold in and around that 80,000. So yeah, we're back live here at 8 o'clock. We're not expecting huge runs or anything, but we did go out on all-time highs on most major markets other than the Nasdaq back on Wednesday. So this is sort of the start now of the Santa Claus rally. So there should be some good stuff happening over here. And yeah. We'll trade Nvidia, and it's interesting to note that the Groq deal, of course, is an independent AI, not Groq with Elon, but
not the Groq AI.
Yeah, it's still $20 billion, and we'll go over that deal as we go on. And then the memory names, the chip names, SanDisk, Micron popping to highs as well, and will Tesla get to 500 today?
Maybe today's the day, man. It's been kind of
knocking. I think it quietly knocks on the door.
Knocking on the door for the longest time. I think it's just. Yeah, let's see how this is looking here. I do have an alert at the top of the range. Now these are again the charts that I like to look at on the side here, just multi-time frame, monthly. You can see here we're attempting to break out. We still have 5 days left on the month. Not too many trading days in it though, but yeah, no, we'll see if we get to that 500. 498.83s are the highs, but I'm watching silver. Some commodities as well. We know commodities have been catching a bit of a bid. So SLV, I'll definitely have eyes on today. It's already done like almost 5 million shares in the pre-market today on SLV. You can even see here some relative volume as well. So relative volume happening here on SLV at the same time. So we'll watch commodities as well, or I definitely have eyes on it. But Nvidia, yeah, a little bit of news on Nvidia, but we'll see how far that really gets us. 190 seems like it's going to be a little bit interesting in the overnight session. Excuse me, in the overnight session, if you look at Nvidia here, I was talking to Sean about this a little earlier. It's a bit of a held offer that happened here at 190, and then you kind of blasted through that pretty nicely through 190. Gave you about 65 pennies, which is not too bad, but the reversion was quite nice as well, almost a 0.5% reversion. But here's the thing: you had to wait for 4 hours. For that to go, for that to really be done there. But, we talked about that 190 confluence with VWAP by the end of the night, and then kind of that breakdown as well. So there's a couple of trades happening there. So 190, I'll be watching that. I don't know if it's going to do anything in the open session right now. Taking a look at NVIDIA in the pre-market, pretty tight consolidation. And again, cannot really get through 190 in the pre-market. So maybe a little bit of a 190 over under. Thank you, Danny's Boy.
Here we go, Danny's
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the super chat. The LBMA, I don't know what that is closed today due to the holidays. So COMEX is going to have a hard time keeping down the silver price at open. And in Shanghai last night, silver hit $80. Silver go boom today? I mean, I'm definitely watching it.
So what does it say there? LBMA is the London Bullion Market. So they're closed today because of Boxing Day. So there's only 2 major countries. My understanding is it's only 2 nations celebrating. It'll be the UK and Canada.
Yeah.
So with that market being closed over there in London, the question is, what do we think about silver today with potentially less supply out there if London's closed? Right, Danny's boy? I guess that's what you're thinking there. And yeah, man.
What you're saying is we might get a grinding bid, just a little bit of a lift.
I mean, you're already up. I mean, yeah, Danny. I mean, I think you nailed it again, man. You are grinding that silver. You're already breaking. Like the silver's up. Yeah, it's up. What was it? 7? No, it's 150 something % year to date. I know Neil said that year to date doesn't mean anything, but I think it's still something to look at. Yeah, here it is, or just the year in general. Here it is, January. So yeah, so we're 27 to fit to $65 right now. So yeah, you're up 100 and change % right now on SLV. I think you might be right, Danny. I think we should look at this and gold today. Both silver up 3.5%. GLD also was up the last time I looked today. Anyways, yeah, up 0.75. So it's silver right now that's running. So thanks, Danny. We'll have a look at all of those, and I think I'll add it to the watch list because I think on a day like today we do want to trade names that are actively moving. All right, let's go back over to the desk and see what's going on over there. I assume it was a good day for you too, Sharif. Did you wind up having that Chinese food or?
It was fantastic, Sean. It was a good time with the family yesterday. We did that Jewish kind of Christmas at the Chinese restaurant on the 25th. Let's talk a little Nvidia here because this is their largest transaction ever. It centers around an acquisition of a company called Groq with a Q. Essentially, this is an inference-related semiconductor company. And the acquisition here by analysts is being theorized as Nvidia trying to acquire a disrupting force within its own industry. We've been talking a lot on this show about ASICs, application-specific integrated circuits. The likes of the TPU, the tensor processing unit from Google, would qualify as that. Likewise with the Trainium, many others being created by Broadcom and Marvell. Groq did that, but specifically for inference workloads. So as we've been talking about, ASICs are a cheaper way to get your product to market via the LLM or via the AI world. It's more of a Phillips screwdriver as opposed to a Swiss multi-tool. And for companies that don't want to expend the exorbitant amount of money to pick up NVIDIA's latest and greatest, Blackwell, as well as others, this is another path for them. NVIDIA sees this, obviously, say the analysts, and they're looking to acquire their way into that market again, the ASICs market. And their founder, Jonathan Ross, was in fact one of the more instrumental people at Google for the creation of the TPU. What more can you tell us about this?
Yeah, I think that Jonathan is really key. I think the biggest thing to emphasize here is that, again, this is not a traditional acquisition. Now, this matters a lot for regulatory reasons. NVIDIA does avoid some regulatory scrutiny and negative stockholder reactions that they might have should they actually acquire the company outright. Again, because it is an asset purchase and IP licensing deal, they're going to be able to get some key members of the Groq team, including founder and former CEO Jonathan Ross, as well as President Sunny Madra. But again, Groq remains a company, or again, this is GROQ, not GROK. They're already named a new CEO, so this is not a traditional takeover, and a lot of people are saying that's why analysts are excited about this. That part is really key. They're just acquiring these assets, and they're taking, as Sharif mentioned, a really key structural player here in Groq through this deal.
Okay, so one of the major differences between an asset purchase and a share purchase in law, obviously, is the acquisition of liabilities as well as debts that the company could be holding. When you make an asset purchase, you're purchasing just that. You're purchasing the assets. You don't take on employment contracts. You don't take on the debt of the company. So it helps you really focus specifically on the asset that you want to acquire and not have to basically absorb all the other contingent liabilities that stand there. So key acquisition here for Jensen, but he also does take on talent, so not exactly your typical asset purchase, boys.
Yeah, no, the Nvidia story is definitely interesting here. Yeah, I didn't really know which Groq this was, but yeah, it's a private company. There, I got a little excited. I was like, does this company trade publicly? Because I would definitely place some momentum on that.
Right. Yeah, yeah.
Unfortunately, that's not the case here. But yeah, Nvidia with a little bit of a gap up there. It did move again, like I mentioned earlier, in the after hours. We're trading above the week highs right now. So taking a look at the weekly right here, you can see. Oh boy, I gotta clear that up. But you can see right here, we don't need VWAP here. Trading above the high of the week right now, so we're making some fresh highs. Let's see. We're also breaking out of this multi-week sideways consolidation that held 170, right? We've been kind of holding this area for a while now. We sold off pretty aggressively from the first week of November all the way into December. All of November actually was pretty red, Sean, so that's pretty interesting. So maybe a bit of a reversion coming in of that selling, that strong selling that happened all of November. Let's see, about 20% down. Nvidia sold off from a high of 211s all the way down to 169.54. So, excuse me, a bit of a reversion. Let's see what it does with that 190. If we can hold above 190 on Nvidia today, I like it. But that's to say, the market tailwind definitely is going to be a huge factor. Let's see what the market does as well.
Yeah, so I have, obviously similar thoughts here on NVIDIA as we, continue to look for names to trade during days. I mean, during slower days, we didn't win on Intel on Wednesday when it opened up down 3.5%, then kind of made its way back to the upside there and wound up shutting us down, or not shutting us down, shutting that trade out at $36. We can actually look at Intel again today. I think that's reasonable. This is the month high that we're coming into right there. And Obi was talking about Blue Ocean a little bit, how it reacted last night off that 190 level. I wrote down here 190.25. I want to, let's see, get above. I mean, I know that's kind of where we wicked to this morning. It's just, let's get above 190, try to hold that. The thing is, like, the 190.25 area, if it does take it, I think you could smash it with like a whole crap load of shares, because then if you come back through 190, you can just get out. So I actually like the fact that it gives us basically the trade idea before it even happens, and that is like, play some momentum to the upside with NVIDIA here. It's up 0.69%. I have no idea what it's going to do, but if you look back on what it did on Friday, it's all mixed up with what the days are today, what it did on Wednesday, it just basically took off and never stopped. You had a little bit of a pullback there early, but then just took off and closes at 189. And then you can see that's Wednesday, Tuesday, whatever day that was. And then now Wednesday kind of took off right off the open again there, and then got faded only to close near at that high one more time. So this could be a big supply zone. It's not like we're breaking through 189 with ease here, but it's upside. Looks like it's probably a good spot. And honestly, I know this kind of burned us on Wednesday, but it's like, what else are you going to trade today? Intel was, okay, now Intel's above 36, so that's good to see. Maybe we hold Intel 36 long as well. But like, if you look back again on Wednesday, this is what Intel was doing. It was pretty choppy there, only to make moves lower into the open. And then that's when we had that deal with, it was Intel, and was it downgrade? I forget what the news was.
Nvidia, I think.
There was something there. It was downside, but then it just kept going basically all day. And so we had to eventually punch out of the shorts once we broke that 36 right there at the end of the day. So it's like, what was a bad news story in the pre-market turned out to sort of rally the stock and caught all of us short, me short too, there. So I wonder if that might happen today with light volume. Maybe on a stock like Nvidia, we'll all get caught, staring at this, this month high, and maybe we do fade off of there. But 190.25 is what I'm looking at to take the long. It's going to be the #1 trade idea that I have on here. And yeah, keep the ideas going. Obi and I said, like, if there's nothing to trade today, I said to Obi, don't worry, because the chat will have a bunch of names for us to look at. So
I just asked them too, like, what are you guys looking at? We got some...
Yeah, we got the good, thank you for the super chat on silver, which was good, right? I think that's a good point. If London's closed, we'll see. Apparently Fiji and New Zealand also celebrating Boxing Day. Thank you to Guy there in the chat for that. And then we'll keep our ears to the ground, right? I mean, Sharif and Dara are both back there, so they'll be, dropping news stories as they hit. We don't have any economic headlines today as far as we can see right now. But here comes NVIDIA right now. It looks like it wants to take out 190. So some decent size on the offer here. And sure, we have ripped through a little bit earlier on, but that was right at 8 a.m. So I'm not sure that these dark pools are actually break of liquidity here. So let's wait to see what happens at 190. NVIDIA on our mind today. Back to Sharif.
We got a bit of it.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little Google here. Interesting development over the weekend. We spoke to you guys last week about the pausing of the robotaxi as a result of the San Francisco power outages back on the 20th of December. Today, they've paused Waymo's operation yet again, this time because the National Weather Service is issuing a flash flood warning for today up until 10 p.m. So they've suspended the Waymo operations. Customers received in-app notifications citing safety concerns tied directly to the expected storms. But as we mentioned, this is the second time they've paused Waymo services. Earlier last week, we told you guys about tens of thousands in San Francisco without power, and Waymo vehicles were stopped at intersections, treating it as a four-way stop. Later in the week, we got word from Waymo that they would update their fleet software to better handle infrastructure failures. But here we are again, guys, pausing the service. Adair, what more can you tell us?
Yeah, it's worth noting here. Apparently, we had some comments as well from Jeffrey Tumlin, an individual here with the San Francisco MTA, a former CEO there. He's saying that the recent chaos does offer some lessons for regulators, saying that regulators should maybe cap the number of AVs by time, geography, and weather conditions. Now, in terms of what this means for Waymo more specifically, it's interesting because around the same time we had, I believe on Wednesday, Elon Musk, of course, CEO of Tesla, saying that he was driving around Austin in a robotaxi without a safety monitored. He was actually a passenger in that vehicle. Then the AI executive here at Tesla saying that he's actually done the same thing, and he posted, I believe, a photo or a video to back it up. So Tesla making some strides, Waymo falling behind. This is going to change up who's winning the robotaxi race here, guys.
Yeah, I was thinking about all this. We're so early into all of this robo-taxi stuff, right? I mean, I think Adair asked a question that might not have an answer for a very, very long time, like who's winning all of this, right? I mean, the Waymos are still 200,000 or something like that to make in the first place, right? And so you're going to have to put out some big capital to get part of that. And then the video that Sharif was showing last week about them all during that power outage there in San Francisco, that was kind of fun to see. But at this, okay, my mic is doing stupidness.
No, I've heard, Waymo outages have been affecting them as well. But if you're going to ask me who's winning, I saw a couple of videos, Sean, of what the Waymo car like drove through an intersection where there was a shootout happening with a bunch of cops and like and like this guy they had pulled him over or whatever. He was on the ground with his hands on the ground and everything, and the Waymo just casually. Like, no one's coming into that intersection. The Waymo just casually just takes a left turn, putting passengers in danger, right? In the line of fire while real life, like, showdown is going on.
See, these are these little things that you don't figure out.
Yeah, I'm just like, would a robo-taxi stop for that? I don't know. We haven't seen that situation, but the Waymo has been put in that situation, and it really clearly didn't care. It was just like, I need to go this way, so I'm going to go this way. There's an opening. So I saw that video as well, which was pretty funny. Dangerous.
See, these are the things that they're not thinking about. Like, they're thinking about them as they happen, right? It's one of those things where it's like, at some point you're going to get these software upgrades. And I think it was, and what I was getting at before my mic started acting up, and maybe it still is, was the fact that you're going to have these hiccups. And then in a matter of what, I think it was 24 hours or whatever, Google or Waymo released a update that sort of fixed some of the ideas and some of the strategies and the way the cabs or the taxis would act if they ever did get a outage like they did suffer those couple of days. And that's another interesting one that I never even thought of.
I'll try to find the video. I know it's somewhere.
I'm always interested, like, what happens if there's an accident? Like, I guess you just automatically would call the police. Like, I'm just thinking, like,
I don't know.
Just because you are in a smart car or you have the ability to, autonomously drive doesn't mean that other people won't run into you. Yeah. We do know that there's the studies are like the 5 million or 50 million miles of FSD without an accident or whatever. There's all these different studies. I'm sure Waymo has the same success, but people could hit you and then you have to wait for that. But anyways, I'm sure it's all covered by your whatever, $30 Waymo ride probably includes some sort of insurance, especially if you, like, I'm just wondering if you get hurt. Repairing the car is whatever. Yeah. Tesla or Google will repair the car yourself, but there is an aspect of there being a major accident, which all of a sudden changes the sort of trajectory of, do people actually want to get into these vehicles because there's a risk aspect, but that's the same thing of anytime driving, right? So. I don't know. Google was really hot there the last couple of days. It's been what an awesome name.
I'm looking at it right now. Like, this is looking absolutely beautiful here. I got a couple lines going on. So we've been beginning of December. Bit of a sell-off for pretty much a decent chunk of the month, over half of the month here, till about the 18th. And we start to catch a bit of a bid here, and that's been holding pretty nicely. We broke above pretty aggressively with a bid on Tuesday, and then a flush back into what seems like trend resistance turning into maybe some trend support. But I see this strong bids coming in here as well. So maybe we look for a bit of a bid here. Maybe that prior pre-market high is coming in at 315.98. So 316s. If we can hold and sustain above 316s, maybe we have a little bit of room to the upside. But again, market tailwind dependent for sure. We'll see on a holiday trading day. We'll see how the price action really carries us forward. But yeah, Google, Tesla. I don't know too much about Tesla here. Let's see how that's doing as well. It's been chopping around the range. You talk about that 500. Yeah, I think that's what we're all waiting for. And it kind of teased the 500 there on Monday coming into the week. I was just like, all right. I'm pretty sure I try to hit this long as well. But the reversion was absolutely beautiful because, yeah, you know, everybody is trying to push into that 500, and it goes to 498.83s after slamming, and then slamming all the way back down to 485s. We traded a little bit below that on the prior trading session here on Wednesday. Today is pretty flat coming into the pre-market here, so we'll see. We had a strong close. Over 50% reversion happened going into the end of the day here on Tesla. So let's see if that bid will continue. Prior day high is coming in at 490.90s.
It's tricky, that's for sure, to look at some of those stocks, but I do like all of the self-driving, all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's part of the reason why we bought some Tesla. It's part of the reason why we continue to like Google and this whole robotics and this whole AI thing. I mean, things are going to change so fast. My kids aren't even, like I have a 23-year-old, he's not even thinking about buying a car or anything like that. I'm just very excited to, you don't own a car?
I do, but it's just like
you do personally, or
yeah.
Oh, okay. But so, how often are you?
That's the thing. I don't drive it very often. Right. It's like days.
So is it worth the insurance then? Because you got to pay that every month. And
yeah,
you're not driving it that much?
I think like my mom uses it as well.
Okay.
And then I'm like, okay, well, on the weekends and whenever I have it on hand, then I'm using it as well. So it's just like, all right, cool, it's fine. But yeah, no.
That's the other thing.
I'm not necessarily thinking about buying a new car, but like if FSD does become a little bit better, for sure, I think an EV. I was telling you, we got the infrastructure for a charger in the garage recently.
Yes,
so,
nice.
Yeah, so
something might be brewing.
Thinking about it. I really like the I'm forgetting the PSNY. I remember the ticker. Okay, yeah, I like the Polestars. Pretty. They look.
Yeah, they look nice. Yeah, they almost feel more. The Tesla is a very factory, car. Like it's just, this is what it is. Everyone has the same one, and give or take, a little cheaper build, I think, than the Polestar one. So yeah, man, I told you, we already got the reservation for the Rivian, so we're excited to get the, when and if that comes out, the R2, we'll be doing that as well. Yo, what's up, VinFast? Oh yeah, there's a couple of VinFast. Shout out to Jay Bronson there. Did you say there were super chats that we missed?
I think so.
Okay, we got to get. Well, we're going to go through any super chat that had. Obi had mentioned that. If you want to, can you even throw it up? I probably can, to see if there's anything going on there. Yeah, there's a lot of VinFasts on the road here in Toronto. To be honest with you, right now here it is. Sean. Okay, there is one here.
EKTX.
EKTX. Isn't that Viking Therapeutics? VKTX. There it is right there. So $5 from Nick W. What's up, Nick W? VKTX, a long-time viewer as well. Neil, I know. I don't know if he's still in or not. I think he talks about it. I think he took a bath on this one. I'm not sure. He was waiting for it to get bought out, and I don't think that's ever happened here for Viking Therapeutics. And I think it's always something that you wait for, and especially if you hear something like ears to the ground about any of these therapeutic companies, possibly developing something, something in the pipes, things in the pipeline. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Neil was on this one, but I'm almost... Like when it breaks key levels like this, I'm not as smart as he, so I don't know. I like to just hold things forever and then just, roll. I talked about those weed stocks. All right, here, let me take this off. All right, here, let's see what it says here. Could touch on VT. Weekly, monthly looks very bullish. You're good at the monthly charts and the weekly charts if you want to call that up, OB, quickly. Looks very similar to the last year set up on AppLovin. Okay, well, the thing about AppLovin is, AppLovin was obviously announced, and thank you for that. I'll take that off right now. I'll talk about this in a second. AppLovin was obviously addition there into the S&P. I think was it the Nasdaq Adara or the S&P AppLovin?
Buy.
SPY, okay, so S&P, so even bigger and better. So it was already in the Nasdaq already. Viking, of course, going to be a little different than that company, but I'd have to look at the two to compare them. But for me, just quickly, I'll look at a daily. Maybe Obi can look at a weekly or monthly, whatever he prefers. But right into here, $30 looks pretty good to me, man. So if it's Ramin over there, we just show this. That's the 200 period moving average. So obviously you've sloped it back through. This was a pretty false break for sure. Like, I don't know what happened right there. Looked like it wanted to get going back in August. That's either earnings or, like I said, sometimes the pipeline just gets piped and the next thing you know, you're all the way down here again. And it doesn't really matter though. Whatever that news story was is in the past, and it definitely held quite nicely down here at 25 bucks. So you only spent a couple days underneath $25. Now you get the 200 period starting to slope up. You get the 50 period moving average starting to slope up. Yo, Nick W, man, for $5, I think you might have one right here. I like Viking now. The only thing is you got to watch out for these whoops-a-daisy moments here when you're in a therapeutic stock. So look to see what's in the pipeline, what they're doing. But for me on a daily chart, yeah, man, trying to hold the 50, bouncing nicely off the 200. I like Viking. You get a awesome chart set up for me right there on the daily. If there's something brewing on Viking, I think you technically look okay. What does it look like to you? Anything over there?
Yeah, the monthly looks great, man. Take a look at this. In the past, I don't know how many times this thing is split. I'm pretty sure they have. I've heard the name many times before. But regardless, you can see highs here at 23s all the way in 2018. And then highs once again in 2023 are in and around the same area, 25s. Look at this consolidation that we've been having from, when is this, 24? So, okay, so no, March of 25th all the way to October of 25th. Now we're trying to step up on top of that as well. Beautiful move here, beautiful reversion as well, all the way down from 99.41s on the monthly highs there. But yes, held this prior resistance area. So is this a case of resistance turn into support on a higher time frame here as well? So yeah, nice little curl. I like it. I like the look. It's held this for multiple months. So basically it's just like, all right, well, we tried to sell off, and we can't anymore. We went sideways as well. So guess what? You try to go down, you try to go sideways, and there's only really one direction left to go, and that's kind of the path it's been taking, I guess. We're this high right now, pre-market currently trading at 37.70s, but this consolidation high is at 43.15s on VKTX. So good look.
Yeah, thanks, Nick. Let's go back over the desk. It's 8:30 right now, watching silver, watching some Bitcoin, and watching whatever Adara and Sharif tell us to watch. So.
A couple of Apple headlines here. First of all, the Apple seeking a reversal or a new trial for the Massimo patent case. So they're seeking the judge to reverse the previous judge's decision. The motion argues that the jury instructions, as well as the evidentiary bias, materially affected the outcome of the case. Apple contends that $634 million in damages is unwarranted based on how the jury was guided and the evidence presented. Obviously, $634 million is not too much for Apple, but it does create, well, you know, non-meaningful balance sheet risk. Secondly here, interesting data out of China. Foreign smartphone sales surge 128.5% in the month of November. That's obviously a positive read-through for Apple's iPhone China cycle. Overall smartphone demand only rose 1.9%, up to 30.16 million units. But when you compare that to the foreign branded shipments, which total a little bit less than 7 million, a marked jump year over year as compared to the month of November of last year. So interesting look here, Dara, both from the Massimo case and the China cell phone sales.
With regards to the smartphone sales here, I think that's actually really significant. It shows that even if there isn't a ton of change in the buying of cell phones, people are looking to buy foreign phones, which is, again, as you mentioned here, I think a really good look here for AAPL. I mean, there is still a very competitive market here in China with regards to smartphones, but we know Apple was historically struggling. People really like this iPhone 17. That's obviously showing up in sales of the phone and in the US, but I think the fact that it's showing up in China to the extent that it is really significant. Now, again, the risk with this as well, which we've already seen analysts talk about, is if the next iPhone, whatever that may be, or whenever that may be, doesn't stack up, AAPL could be in trouble. For now, though, good look for the 17.
Bringing it back to the Massimo case here, Wells Fargo commenting on the new challenge to the verdict by Apple. They expect Apple, of course, to challenge this on appeal, but they did reiterate their overweight rating on Massimo themselves, showing, you know, that they may be defending the case successfully, and they maintain the same price target of 190 on Massimo, guys. So Apple, both from the IP side and from the sales side in China.
Just on our trader takeaway today from Sharif's Morning Note, which is absolutely amazing. Make sure you do join right now for $5 a month. You're going to get absolutely everything you need to know. Here's a trader takeaway. All you have to do is go. First of all, what we really want people to do, man, is just you can hit the like button if you like it. If you don't, that's all good too. But right into here, we like to get these subscribers going. 548,000. I'm just waiting for that 550. Let's get to 550, man. We can have some celebratory drinks or whatever when we get to that 550. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We had a great bunch of fun there on Wednesday when we had a little rum and eggnog there at the end. I know you participated in some of that as well. So thanks everybody for doing that. But for $5, oh yeah, here, what I wanted to show you was for $5 a month, you can just click this join, and we often get many traders in our chat that will give you free memberships all the time. We want to thank all that for happening. But you also get the members. Forget about this. These things are fun, right? You get these little emojis. You can be part of our chat. You can be part of the chat by hitting subscribe, first of all. But it's this morning release note that you get for $5 a month. And I'm just going to show you right here what that is included with. Like, it's just, here we go. This is the whole story about Apple right here. This is just foreign shipments there, right? And it's just, this is not even, there's Massimo stuff here as well. Xiaomi, here's the Nebius. We haven't even got to that. Micron, we talked to the top about all the trader takeaways and what we just talked about. There's the Massimo, there's a couple stories with Apple here today as well. Waymo, everything we talked about, the Nvidia story. So again, on a light day, there's still 7-8 pages worth of data. But the one thing that I want to talk about here, and maybe we'll get to all of this, I'm not too worried too much about the Massimo thing. What I actually looked at here was just foreign shipments, and maybe this is going to be another story, but there's a 128% surge in foreign smartphone shipments right there for Apple. So, you know, for me, it's just one of those products that keeps on working. And whether or not I know, you know, you're sort of an Android guy, it doesn't mean that we have to throw, you know, shade on Apple. I got to get rid of this bar there. So let me go to another chart here. But Apple's really performed well, you know, over these sort of last little, I mean, this is a 30-minute chart, so it hasn't performed well over there. I meant to look at a daily chart. But if you're going to look at a daily here on Apple, it's performed well and now bouncing off the 50. So it's had quite the nice run. Obviously, if you're looking year to date, I don't know why Apple just ran up so much near the end of last year, but I think this is something to look at. We had a nice run up, and then the year happened, and we started to hit to the downside as tariffs and all that started to really worry the name. We obviously got to a low of 169 there, one of the biggest names affected by any China-US headwinds and tailwinds. So when it works both ways, Apple can be very, very beneficial for it. Once we heard that obviously, you know, the tariffs might not be as affected to Apple as possible. We thought in the beginning with obviously China and then them booking into India for a new source of production. So they get away from some of that China talk, move them to India. But regardless of where they're producing these things, China's still trying to buy it up. And look at this 50-period moving average, right? If you take the break of the 50-period moving average right into here, maybe you even take it in here on some false breaks, but you're still okay. We really haven't broken below the 50-period at all. I mean, sure, you're going to get a little bit of action here in August, but then it's really held this 50-period moving average, sloping up 200. Shipments obviously doesn't seem to be a problem. And any kind of a Massimo deal or anything like that when we're talking about IP, you know what gets, you know what always figures IP issues out and things like that where, you know, potentially you can come up with a deal? Money. You know, I mean, Apple has a lot of it.
Oh, yeah.
And they can solve,
offshore, especially.
Yeah, they can solve a lot of these sort of IP deals. And Massimo at one point, it was the sensors in the watches. They didn't like the way it was taking, I think it was the heartbeats or the oxygen levels and things like that. So that can all get figured out. But I like Apple, one of the largest held stocks. Yep. You've talked about it as a stock, not as a product.
I hold it as well.
Right, exactly.
I'm not necessarily a user of Apple, but you know, half of my family uses Apple as well. I respect the following. But the most favorite thing about Apple for me is its stock.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Like the story, you can, the price and the volume kind of speak for themselves here on Apple. And yeah, multi-year trend. Definitely one of the tickers where you can say, yeah, stonks only go up. You can see that range has been pretty decent over the past couple of years, but higher highs and higher lows nonetheless. So yeah, another higher high that we've made currently, 288.62s. Coming into today, I don't know if I'm going to be really touching this too much, but we did have a pretty strong bid an all-day bid on Wednesday. Again, that was the rest of the market as well. Pretty grindy bid. I don't know if you noticed, but the SPY was absolute strength. But we did get aggressive selling. Yeah, SPY all-time highs. We did get aggressive selling coming into the end of the day. Let's go down to a shorter time frame. You can see here. I mean, I was technically looking for the reversion on a few places, but I wasn't watching Apple, and Apple actually did it and then some, coming back into this opening range or opening morning session range low right into the end of the day. So a nice little slam into that. So sellers stepped in pretty aggressively coming into the end of the day on Apple. So maybe this range low here where we double bottomed. Let me just add an alert there. I don't know if I can right here. Yeah, there you go. Adding an alert right there, 273.60s-ish. I think that was the low here. We'll just check the bar low right there. On Apple, 273.59, perfect. Okay, cool. So if we can get down here, maybe we catch a bit of a bid, or maybe use it as an over-under, but we're trading above it pretty well in the pre-market session today. Let's see if we can get above that high as well, 275.43s. Selling at the end of the day was interesting to me.
Yeah, and Obi, I want to thank you. Actually, I brought them home, those coasters. So I want to thank you for those coasters. Yeah, on those are real. I meant to keep one, and I realized I put them all in. I was about to show it because I got to go get another coffee, but I want to bring one back. The random one I pulled out was Metroid.
Okay.
There, so I'm gonna get that. It might still be in my locker, but I want to thank Obi for the great Christmas gifts that he passed around here. And I forget what you got, Neil. Was it an ornament?
Yeah, it was an X-wing fighter.
Oh, that's what it was. Right. We got the Black Panther over there. Yeah, there's some great gifts being thrown around there. So, all right, let's go back over to the desk. Yeah, good talk there on Apple. Keep the questions coming in the chat. We want to thank everybody for joining us. Remember, we're on at 8 a.m. every single day now. Moving forward. So as long as the U.S. market is open, either Obi or myself, Neil will be here with the crew all day. And then it's a full day today, and it's a full day on New Year's Eve, if you can believe that or not. So, all right, guys, let's go back over to the desk, and we'll see what those two are up to.
Talk about these precious metals making more all-time highs overnight, with gold, silver, and platinum all hitting record highs, really driven by momentum. You know, that thin year-end liquidity and expectations of more rate cuts. Spot gold prices rose 0.6% overnight, breaking through 4,500 and touching 4,530. February futures gained also about 0.7. Silver surged 3.6% overnight, hitting all-time highs of 75.14. We'll have to see if that got breached since the time of this writing. Markets are now pricing in 2 U.S. rate cuts next year, which is kind of boosting the demand for non-yielding assets. Also, a weak U.S. dollar and thin holiday liquidity helps amplifies the move, but there is these global tensions that are adding to the safe haven demand, including U.S. actions targeting Venezuelan oil flows, and now overnight military strikes by President Trump in Nigeria. The risks are reinforcing, gold and silver's utility as a hedge, but it's not just them, Adara. Now we have seen platinum and palladium joining the party.
Yeah, platinum here up 7.8%. That actually touched a record. Palladium up 5.2% to 1,771. Platinum's actually up roughly 165% year to date. Palladium here up 90% year to date. And again, a lot of similar things fueling these rallies, including tight supply, tariff uncertainty, and gold rotation. But getting back to gold here for a second, it is worth noting gold's on track for its best year since 1979. So really great look for metals, cannot be overstated.
Absolutely, guys. And keep your eyes on copper. That is quietly making a move as well.
Copper all-time highs as well. Yeah, the commodities definitely catching a bit of a strong bid. I got eyes on platinum ETF right here, PPLT, which is going absolutely parabolic. So I'm just like, okay, where are you going? Why are you running? I definitely maybe potentially looking for a bit of a reversion here. But again, this is absolute strength. We're gapping up once again here on the day. We go to a daily chart here on PPLT, trading currently at 217.30s. John, we closed at 204.
Platinum, yeah.
So it's 204 half. So taking a look at the pre-market session here, you can see, yeah, not too much volume, but a gap up nonetheless here. Some selling maybe coming in on Wednesday, but gapping right back above and showing that strength once again. So I'll continue to watch some of these precious metals as well. Like I said before, I'm watching SLV as well with another name that's gapping up. But this one, in terms of liquidity, definitely much, much nicer. It's already done. We were talking about it just a few minutes ago, and I was like, almost 5 million. Guess what? It's at 5.8 million, almost 6 million shares traded in the pre-market session on Silver, SLV here. iShares Silver Trust. So yeah, let me know in the chat, what other commodity ETFs are you guys looking at? I know GLD, people are looking at GLD as well, gold shares. Should be interesting, but here's the thing, man. Some of these ETFs, they don't necessarily, they hold a lot of, I think it was like trust bonds or something like that, and the actual asset itself is like 10% of their worth. So it's a little sketch.
I think the GLD, I think is fine. I think that's spot gold.
Is it? I think no.
so.
I think I'm pretty sure.
We can look it up.
Was one of the culprits that.
Okay, look it up. There may be an aspect of cash in that to help stabilize it, but I'm pretty sure GLD. Well, I mean, you tell me. We'll look that up. Look, I'm really glad to see platinum going up. Neil always gives me a hard time because he bought like a $20. And he's proud of doing it, so it's not, a wedding ring, and he claims if he ever loses it, he can just buy a new one. I went the opposite way. We got platinum stuff, so it's great to see that platinum finally going up, so I don't feel as bad about spending that kind of cash on the most important piece of jewelry in my life. So, but there it goes, man. Breaking through 50 bucks. Nice move right there for silver. I mean, as soon as that happened, we were all over this break. Like I remember with Michael Noss, he was a big metals guy. We talked about this with Brian Shannon. Well, Michael Noss is just a big momentum and sort of technical guy. So, just giving him credit again for the breakouts and be able to watch out for silver, gold, copper, everything right now. The whole commodity space is really starting to really take off. And I mean, congratulations anybody that was able to get this. But that's silver, man. It looks super strong. And I have it. I'm just fixing up the sticky note right now. But I do have it listed on here. And I think it was a great point that Danny Boy talked about. And that was, we're going to go to Joe in a second. That was that London's closed today. So we'll see. That's a big trading spot for silver over there. So we're gonna wait to see what sort of reaction plays we get once we do open up. But I have silver written down here of 66.50. And again, I just kind of picked out where the 200 period moving average may wind up. And then I was sort of looking also at some of the closes that we had. That last close there was 65.50. So if we dip down into this area, potentially looking for a little bit of support around the 200 period moving average on the 1 minute chart for silver, which will open up silver, it's open now, but we'll see what liquidity comes with 9:30. So, all right, man, one of the favorites around here. He's coming with some hot fire once again. I never know if it's upgrades or downgrades, even though Ramin just told me. I think it's options.
Options.
So it may be. I'm getting a little.
So we got options as well.
Flavor of both right here. There's options today and options.
To the options.
And upgrades and downgrades. So let's go find out what Joe's doing. Joe, I assume you had a great Christmas.
I did. It was a good one. Nice and relaxing. Visit some of the in-laws, eat some food, play a couple games, and that was about it. We shut it down. But not too bad, guys. Relatively quiet here on the options front and with the analyst action. So we're just going to go through both of them here. There's something interesting that I want to show you guys, and it's just essentially the power of options. What we got going on here, we've been talking a lot about this, is silver and gold. So let's take a look at silver here, guys. It's been on a monster run as of late. And I want us to note, this is December 15th, all right? So 15 days. December 15th, if you were to just buy shares in SLV, you're looking at roughly around an 18% return. It's pretty good. We like that. It's lots of fun. But one thing that I want to compare it to, and this is where the power really lies, right? 567%. If you were to buy this out the money contract, silver was trading around $57 at the time the volume really started to kick in on this contract. Now, this is going to be an 82-cent roughly contract, but now it's worth $5.45, and that's going to be expiring December 29th. But the power lies in when you pay 82 cents for something, so that's options terms, and real-world terms is that you have the right to 100 shares of SLV for $82. It's very, very attractive, but don't forget, there's always a flip side to the coin. You're going to lose premium to theta eventually, but it will always equal out at the end of the day, all right? So just one thing to know, it's going to be relatively quick here, is that 20% in just buying the flat out shares. If you were fortunate enough to buy this contract the same day, an out-the-money contract, this $60 strike price, you're going to be looking at a 567% return. Does it always work like that? No, but this is where you can really leverage your systems and your trades if you're in the right direction. Now, what is the opposite of that? Silver trades below the $57 mark in which the actual underlying was trading at, and then this contract would be worth essentially nothing. But if you were to buy it on the same day for $82, worst case scenario is that you lose your $82, and that is the worst. All right, guys, so something interesting. We talk about this quite often. I wanted to bring this to your attention, whether you've been trading options for some time or you're relatively new. Does it always work out like that? And is it that easy? Absolutely not. But when you are in the right place at the right time, you could substantially increase your returns from 20% from just going the share route, once again to 567%. So that is going to be our options activity for now. But one thing before we go, not much going on with the analyst actions this morning, guys. A lot of reiteration here, Biohaven coming across the board on multiple occasions. Walmart as well, too, initiated by CICC Research. Other than that, guys, relatively cool. I hope everyone had a fantastic Christmas. It's Boxing Day here in Canada, and I hope everyone has a fantastic New Year's Eve, and hopefully you enjoyed the time with the family.
Slapped so fast.
Thank you yeah, what's up? We were just talking about Nvidia, but I think that's another great way to play. I mean, look, that's why we have the options segments, right? To figure out how can we potentially outgain just common equity. Is there a play that you can grab some leverage? Perfect word. Thank you for that, Obi. And I think, yeah, I just nailed it right there with some silver. Oh, were you in and out of Nvidia there? I didn't realize.
I'm in it right now. I'm just taking a bit of a bit of a feeler. We talked about that 190. There's a bit of a wick on my chart here. Let me just take that out there. That's way too low. 190. We'll go there. Yeah, so right here. So, yeah, no, that 190 break was nice. There's a little bit of size in the morning session. We pushed up, we pulled back in. 190 10s held pretty well, and I was watching it the whole time. I'm like, okay, 190 10s, 20s, 30s, 40s, and it got to the half. I kind of holding the half a little bit here. So I'm just feeling it out. Let's see. If it couldn't get through, I'm like, all right, let's see. Maybe it goes the other way now. It's coming in a little bit as of right now, 190 30s, but that's just 10 pennies for now. VWAP's all the way down here. We haven't necessarily broken trend either. But another thing that kind of convinced me as well, you can see the market here on the 15-minute chart also wiping a little bit back down, and I'm like, all right, well, Nvidia maybe could have the potential to follow in suit if this selling continues, and we can see that we're wiping the prior 15-minute candle here on both the futures. The Nasdaq selling off a little bit harder as it breaks that prior candle low. The ES is not there yet, hasn't really broken it just yet, but we'll see. Still within trend, so more than willing to be wrong on this. Just feeling out what the 90 halves really, let's see, I'm feeling out what they have, right? What they got at the 190 halves. 190, like I said before, Sean, should be interesting, but yeah, a little bit of an over-under 190, but if we do extend a little bit higher, I'm more than willing to go both ways, right?
That was the exact trade, and I know you're short, but that was the trade that we wanted, was that 190.25 break. And then when that happened, I was like, let's smash that. I was like going to take it with big shares because I thought that the bottom would be that 190. So I like it. I know you're the other way short, which is fine. It's just that would be the trade. Yeah, and you're going to stop out if it stops you out. So, but at the end of the day, good trade. Well, let's see what happens with Nvidia. But we're already in. So if you are joining us for the first time, this is what you should expect. We'll be in and out of a couple trades. Hold them as long or as quick as we want to, and you know, we'll be back and forth, and you know, no doubt Obi will be long, I'll be short, and vice versa. We could even be in the same name, opposite direction. It's just we'll tell you about, you know, the targets we have, our stops, why we're in them. So I hope you guys appreciate everything. This sticky note is almost posted, so get ready for that. Actually, did I even push send? We'll figure that out. We'll go back over to the desk right now, but a couple ideas on here, including silver as well. So, hey, it's 8:54, man. We didn't have much to talk about yet. An hour is gone. right there already. So shout out to Ramin. I don't know, Ramin, are you alone today? Is Fabian coming through or what? I mean, no, we don't know yet. Okay, Fabian is probably on his way in there. He might have had some Chilean Christmas extravaganza, I think he had yesterday. So we'll see if he's coming through. I hope he is, because poor Ramin over there. I was going to put an email out that we can order from Cabanos.
Yeah.
Today they do have Uber Eats. They're the burger joint that you've recommended. So I could put that in our company chat there, and then if anybody, Joe or anybody, wants to hop in on that train, we'll order some burgers there and expense it to Brendan. Or to Neil. Happy birthday, Neil.
Happy birthday, Neil.
Happy birthday, Neil. We're celebrating on your behalf.
There you
go.
Yeah.
And, that'll be fun. So we'll do that today. Lots of fun here. So no what's for lunch other than whatever we decide around here. And, so that should be a lot of fun.
I'm hungry, though.
I'm hungry as hell right now. I know, no breakfast.
There's some bananas or fruits in the back there. I got to go.
There's a leftover tray of veggies in the fridge.
Leftovers.
They brought all this crudité, like it was, it was the broccoli, the cauliflower, the carrots.
Mateo's lunch,
No,
if someone wants
it's
to
not
steal
that. Ooh, and Mateo's lunch. What was it? What was it? Was it shawarma? What was it on? Oh no, sandwiches.
Sandwiches,
But knowing it's probably there's probably a nasty egg sandwich that's been sitting in the fridge forever.
It was good when it was fresh.
So I ate all my veggies, man. I don't want to. Because the problem is that our plates get individually wrapped.
Right.
So we got our own little veggie. So the thing is that I think the caterer. This is my logic, and I've heard this before. I think there's a 30-person minimum. That's why on Friday or on Wednesday, whatever day it was, even though there's only like 5 people in here.
That's why those plates were there.
They send that because that's like the minimum order, which kind of sucks. But anyways, I took a couple cookies and whatnot home there. But
some good cookies. I thought they were raisin at first, and I was just like, I almost didn't touch it.
You're not liking the raisin?
I like it, but I don't like it when it looks like a chocolate chip cookie, raisin. But then it's, you get a little...
It's a fugazi.
It's a fugazi.
Yeah, okay. No wonder Neil is so good. He's a Capricorn. There we go.
Yeah, because we all know how that works.
Yeah, that's
the thing about the
that's
horoscopes.
The reason why. That's the reason why.
It's it's confirmation. It's a little bit of confirmation bias as well. Like I can give you a horoscope which probably is not aligned to whatever months, and then you'll be like, oh yeah, I feel that type of way. I think they're all kind of worded in a similar sense there.
It's snowing now.
Another form of fugazi, but
Marissa has mentioned to me, it is now snowing. We are supposed to get we're supposed to get a pretty epic storm today.
I am so.
Oh man, I forgot my boots. That's okay.
Yeah.
That was a
good thing we drove.
That was a little dramatic, right there. Well, because I was gonna walk to the gym.
Yeah.
We got to figure that out, because if I'm there, then we got to figure out the burger situation.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, let's go back over the desk. It's 8:57 right now. Adara and Sharif, you guys ready for the snow?
Yeah, we're in the Tims, ready to go. Let's talk about Coupang over here. They're clearing the air on the massive data leak probe not that long ago. So the South Korean e-commerce giant shares are up over 6% here to start the pre-market after the company said its investigation into a former employee, I should say, suspected of leaking government data was conducted in close coordination with the government. The clarification follows, market speculation that they had handled the probe independently without official oversight or third-party verification. The company said it's worked with authorities throughout the process, according to a news agency there in South Korea, and that has the market liking that news to the tune of 6 1/3, Adara.
Yeah, this one's actually on our morning watch list. You can check that out for more info. Basically, though, again, these local Korean news agencies reporting that Coupang had apparently retrieved devices that were allegedly used by this employee responsible for the breach. Apparently, the worker did access data connected to tens of millions of customers. It was only information from roughly 3,000 accounts that was saved and then eventually deleted. So update here for CPNG. Right now, market seems to like it.
All right, guys, let's have a look at the futures on the ES, the March contract. We did close awfully close to that 6,900 area, 7,000 area, getting into 69, low 80, 69.82 as we work into that 7,000 point area. So that's going to be our first area of resistance. We'll say the overnight high, which is a bit 10 points less than that 7,000 area. That will be resistance level 1. We'll look to that 50-point area if we start selling off. That's the area we defended on the last trading day, 69.50 as support. All right, guys, make sure to get the morning watch list every day. It's sent directly into your inbox. It helps you prepare your day, lets you know what's running, and kind of organizes your day in the right way. Adara prepares it, and we all use it. And no, of course, good morning routine is complete without a good watch list. Let's start off here with NVDA, making an acquisition of $20 billion for Groq in an asset deal to deepen its AI infrastructure. Adara, what can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so again, this is GROQ, not GROK, not at all affiliated with Elon Musk. So this is a AI startup, and I think it's really key to mention this $20 billion asset deal is not an acquisition in the traditional sense. The company is still going to operate independently. They've already named a new CEO because their former CEO and founder, Jonathan Ross, is joining NVIDIA along with President Sunny Madra and some other leaders from the company. So it's really just going to be an asset deal and also some company leaders joining NVDA. Again, though, this is actually going to be the largest purchase in the company's history or largest transaction in NVIDIA's history. NVIDIA is planning on integrating the low latency processors from Groq into its AI factory architecture, which will allow them to expand real-time and inference workloads. Groq recently raised $750 million 3 months ago at a roughly $6.9 billion valuation. So this is quite the valuation hike as well.
So Chamath was involved in the seed round, and he took to X, to celebrate the money that he's making on this buyout. Should note here, guys, as we spoke about to start the show, this is an ASICs push by NVIDIA. They are looking at diversifying their application-specific integrated circuit business, much like the TPUs and Trainiums, as that has now presented itself as a more cost-efficient way for AI companies to put their product out there, guys. So NVIDIA looking to diversify, smart move here, or what do you guys think by Jensen?
A little bit of a purchase. I mean, it's it's nothing crazy for them. Pocket change, if anything. But I like it.
No, I mean, I think it's a whole TPU thing. You talked about Jensen being involved in the, the funding round, the angel investing, the early rounds of Groq, and now he gets to be part of it, with his big company here on NVIDIA. Interesting that it's, like we said, it's not the overall purchase of the company there, so we'll see. It's still a big deal. And, when Sharif brought over here, is good move or not, I think it is a good move to diversify away from the high-powered GPUs and get into some of these tensor processing units, just because you never know. There's many different ways of accessing AI, and you never know which companies are going to need how much power, how much requirement. Obviously, if you're running these LLMs, we do know that inferencing and all this kind of stuff is going to be that next wave to come, and you're going to need to run these robots and all this kind of stuff. It's going to have to be something in the back end as far as powering the Waymos of the world and all this. But some of these lesser known, like Google and what's in your the Google phones there, I used to have them Pixels, those TPUs, and what Apple has their own chip in there as well for security for AI on board. So I think it's a good move for NVIDIA, and honestly, I'm looking long, and I know that you're short right now, and it looks like that's not floating around too much.
Feeling it out, we'll see. If it stops me out and rips, that's information. If it continues to go in my direction, that's also information. Sometimes, I say this often, sometimes you got to pay for information in the market, just like anything else. And that can be done in a responsible manner as well. So, doing that a little bit here. It's a good point here. I think someone in the chat, Adam Khalifa in the chat was saying, I really don't understand that. They're buying but not owning, and I see that Adara replied to that, and she's saying that basically allows them to avoid regulatory scrutiny. It's a smarter way for them to get involved with
I'll send it.
Groq than purchasing them outright. So thank you, Adara, for that. Makes some sense. You don't necessarily want to own things that might be might raise some flags, so you can be like, I'll buy you out, but I won't own you.
These guys they're the smartest guys in the room for a reason, right? I mean, they do know ways to get around, especially regulatory purposes there as well. I did want to say, oh no, I can't find it anymore because now I put it over there. I want to say someone who said they're watching us from lovely and sunny Jamaica today. Hey. Here it is right here. What's up, Gary? There it is. I put it on the chat. Watching you from Jamaica today. That's great to see. So we're really happy with that one. Joe, excited to hear that as well. My Jamaican friend over there. All right. So long right here at NVIDIA. I just said 190.25. That's right where we're at right now. Breaking the early December highs with this Groq news, looking for a run and then a hold possibly all day. So I think we're both looking for the same things, looking to get a little bit of information right here. Unfortunately, when we write that down, you know, we're down here at 189.50, approaching 190. At least we talked about this. It was our first story right out of the gate at 8 a.m. So I was talking positively about it then. Looks like it does go up about $1 since that point, but it does stop at that 190.50. So all we have to do now is, ladies and gentlemen, is just change our bids. We were looking at 190.25 break long. That's already happened, and honestly, not that much action off of that. I mean, sure, you get 25 cents, but you know, looking to get a little bit of a longer hold on that. So now we can wait to see what do we do at VWAP, which is, you know, very conveniently at 190. And then I still think we take a 190.50 break. So all that's really happened is I think we go upside a little bit more here than on NVIDIA, up 1%. This could be up 2 or 3% on this news. Why not? And then that gets it going, and we possibly look at all-time highs in and around the end of the year, which we only have, I think, 3 or 4 more trading days before the end of the year. So I don't think we'll necessarily get up to that 210? Oh, how did we get it? Yeah, so 210. That's not that far away at this point anymore. You know, you get 3 or 4% today, you crack near that 200 mark, and then all of a sudden with the weekend just upon us, we see what happens over then, and then we come on Monday and potentially are looking north of 200 already. So let's just get a little bit of information, as Obi said, and for right now, it is pulling back. Oh, our position board is gone, I guess. Are you flat? No. Okay, so we'll figure out what's going on with that. We'll get that going pretty soon. 89,000 right now for Bitcoin as well, but Apple on watch.
Fitbit.
We've got a couple of headlines today for Apple. They are seeking a judgment reversal or a new trial in its ongoing patent dispute with Massimo. They argue that the jury was misinstructed by the judge in the judicial charge. They also say the evidentiary basis upon which the jury relied was materially flawed. They contend the $634 million in damages that were awarded were unwarranted based on how the jury was guided and the evidence presented. But there's another headline here, Adair, with respect to Chinese foreign smartphone shipments.
Yeah, let's talk about this one. Pretty interesting. So according to Reuters calculation off of official data from China, foreign branded smartphone shipments, which of course include Apple's iPhone, actually grew by 128.4% on a year-over-year basis in November 2025. This is a really big rebound. It also follows a weaker comparison period last year and just shows renewed demand here for premium foreign devices, especially that Apple iPhone 17 over in China. Now, of course, there is still a lot of competition in the China smartphone market, but it is worth noting here, overall smartphone shipments in China only up 1.9% year over year. So this foreign shipment number is quite significant. Foreign branded phone shipments totaling 6.93 million units in November. That's strong month-over-month acceleration as well.
All right, guys, Apple flat here, trying to trade above 275, but encountering resistance.
Yeah, pretty flat there. We talked about it earlier. What was really interesting to me was the price action on Wednesday, and I'm looking for, again, a bit of a continuation or a hold of this 273.60. You can see very aggressive action in the morning, right off of the open. Within 9 minutes, this thing rips 1%. A bit of a pullback into that 73.60 area is where that, I would call it a morning consolidation low or morning session consolidation low. It's not the opening range low, of course. We didn't really get there. We kind of, ripped off of that pre-market high. I guess that was a bit of a trade as well, if you were looking at it. But I don't think it was doing any sort of interesting relative volume in the morning. But strong bid came along with the rest of the market. But end of the day, we got a full-on pullback, about 0.6% pullback there all the way back down into that 173.60 area. Guess what? In the pre-market session, we're holding that area a little bit right here, confluence with a bit of VWAP as well. So I'm watching. Can we hold above this area where buyers continued to buy here on Wednesday? Maybe we see more of the same. Or if we get below and the market trades a little bit lower as well, I think that can be a bit of an opportunity as well. So yeah, I do have Apple on watch.
All right, Obi. Not good.
What's happening?
So right here, this is the weather network. So I want you to notice that the dark blue is not good.
Yep.
So when I push play, you're kind of hoping that, you know, the move is going this way or we are avoiding this, you know? So we're just going to push play right here. All right, here it goes. Here it goes. 10 a.m. Oh no, 10 a.m. Oh no. I like Ramin doing this music. Oh, here we go. 11 o'clock. Oh. And then this is where we're screwed. Oh my God, 12 p.m. What are we gonna do? Happening? Dude, this is not getting any better. 1 p.m., 2 p.m. Pause it right there.
p.m.
We are in the eye of
you got your winter tires, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna be drifting on the way back.
We're drifting on purpose or not, but yeah.
Well,
there it is right there. Ramin's just doing it for fun.
Who wants to drive for me?
The best part about it, Ramin's out here. She quit. So just go run the board, Obi, please. And Ramin's got to get home before this happens. But yeah. Okay, trouble lurking right now in Toronto.
Yeah, eh?
All right. Yeah, look, I just think it's a nice hold of the 50-period moving average. I don't know if anything's going to happen today. Apple's only up 0.13 right here. But, you know, as far as an investment, the biggest buyback in the bunch, man. I mean, they're buying shares back. They have that $100 billion. I think they even upsized that. You know, Apple's bought back, I think they bought back like 35% of their shares, honestly, in the last 15 years. There was a study, I don't know if it was 2008 or I can't remember when it was, but they have bought back a huge portion of their float, which is part of the story for Apple and why it continues to go higher. Look, I mean, this is going to be the next one to take out all-time highs. Google's trying to get there right now. Amazon's trying to get back up there. I know Meta and Microsoft, but you know, obviously Apple. We just talked about Nvidia's moments away from their highs as well. Apple can get there too. So I think there's going to be another big run on this name, and it's just a matter of what that next catalyst is. I still look forward to hearing more information about China. You know, still continues to be a big win. Apple CarPlay is being reintroduced into Teslas for the first time. So I think that's going to be a good sign for them as well. I know that's not a needle mover or anything, but yeah, they got rid of their whole electric car business. But you know, the flip phone I think could be another sort of catalyst. Like, what if they actually nail that, and that could be another sort of a bullish catalyst for Apple, that flip phone. So I don't know. I don't know if people are going to adapt them or not. I think there's been a good successful release for Samsung had a flip phone. I don't know how successful it was, but I think there was some adoption there. So we'll have to wait to see if Apple can reinvent the cell phone a little bit. Their design of the iPhone really hasn't changed at all. So I mean, they get a little bit different camera, a little bit of different. They have the slimmer version here. I think that's done really well. But I like Apple moving forward. It didn't make the list today. There's not enough going on chart-wise. But yeah, I like the hold there, and I think dip buy an Apple, I don't think you're going to go wrong in the year of 2026. So yeah, that's that. All right, metals are staying strong. This is another one that, you know, I wish if we could turn the year back, the calendar backwards, and you sort of think about what maybe we weren't talking about enough throughout the whole year that sort of just started kicking near the end of the year, definitely was metals, right? We talked about platinum, silver, and gold. Let's go get this story from them in the back.
There's so many, Sean. I mean, it's the gold and silvers that get all the headlines, but the coppers, palladium, platinum, and many others are also making moves. Let's talk about gold, silver, and platinum here. All hit record highs overnight, driven by momentum. And you know, that thin year-end liquidity, as well as expectations of more rate cuts by the central bank next year. Markets are now actually pricing in 2 rate cuts. Whether we get them or not, we'll have to wait and see. But it is boosting the demand for these non-yielding assets, as well as a weaker U.S. dollar and thin holiday liquidity also being credited for this. But we also have to note here the aggressive central bank buying of gold, specifically as they de-dollarize away from, you know, the U.S. dollar being here kind of used possibly for sanctions as well as some other things, and the geopolitical risks also not really helping things, Adara.
Yeah, there's certainly some geopolitical tensions to talk about here. We had U.S. actions in Venezuela with regards to oil flows, also the announcement here of military strikes in Nigeria. Now, these risks are, of course, going to reinforce these safe haven or hedge plays like GLD, SLV. Worth noting here as well, platinum and palladium, as we mentioned earlier, also doing really well. Platinum here up 165% year to date, palladium up 90% year to date. So silver on watch as well. Analysts also apparently watching this one for the first half of 2026 for more upside. So let's see if this continues. Right now, though, pre-market, this GLD ETF doing quite well.
You guys looking at any precious metal plays, or going to stay with the equities today?
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking at silver, I'm looking at platinum, and gold as well. So yeah, a little bit of the top 3 when it comes to precious metals. Copper as well. I don't know the ETF for copper, but I did get alerts on copper futures like earlier this week. So that was pretty interesting as well. And we talked about potential move on commodities with the kind of market regime shift that we're getting from a tightening to easing perspective. But anyways, SLV bit of a gap up today, pushing a little bit higher here. 68.60s is the high of day or high of pre-market session, and the lows coming at 66.70. I'm going to keep it simple. We are doing relative volume on the day today, so this range is about a 2.5 to 2.7. Okay, 2.7% range there on SLV. So I'm just going to play the range here. Let's see what we do with this range coming off into the open. Another one for platinum is the ticker that I'm looking at is PPLT. This one. So ABRDN, Physical Platinum Shares ETF here, definitely doing some relative volume over the past couple of days. We got some strong selling, which did revert pretty much all of the move on Wednesday and gapping up higher than prior day's highs, weekly highs as well on the day today. So trading at 217.75s on this one. Those are my main watches. GLD, kind of doing the same thing here, a bit of a gap up in the pre-market session. We did have an almost full-on reversion of the strong selling that we get, maybe not strong selling, but the selling that we got in the morning session on Wednesday and gapping up into weekly highs. You can see at the beginning of the week, Tuesday, some relative volume in the pre-market session as well on Tuesday before it sold off and then picked right back up. So 409s and 407s, it seems like we're bought up pretty decently during this week, and now we're gapping up 416. So maybe we see that 420 today if this has the same kind of range that we've been seeing. So those are definitely on watch for me today. Doing strong volume in the pre-market session. SLV now 7.25 million shares traded on SLV. So I don't think this thing is stopping anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I have the same very, very similar thing written down here for, and I just wrote down SLV, and again, just looking to see, will we hold that 66.50 area? We're just trying to play off the morning low. So whatever that winds up being here, I think is the first area of concern for us here. So here's SLV, just trying to, again, play off of some of these levels. So it's already like, unfortunately, it's gone. I wrote down 66.50 thinking that was going to be a play there off the 200 period moving average. We came pretty close to that. So yeah, I still want to buy any dips here in silver. Up 4% now and starting to go. Oh, wow. Nice move there. And it was shout out to Danny Boy that brought this to our attention early, talking about silver and its actionable trading there back to the upside again. And I just think it wants to go. We've already broke through all-time highs again. And it was a great call there talking about how it's closed in London. And that's a big supporter of this trade, for as far as liquidity is concerned. So in a lack of liquidity, maybe silver does just continue to go. So now I said we'd look at, the low of the morning, and that's 67 change. So if we do, it's only been an hour, man, and we went up almost $1 here. So is it possible to come back in? Sure it is. And I think we want to play that fade. So, VWAP does not play the fade as in get short, but wait for it to happen and then play the long when silver comes through. So let's keep silver up. I'm going to have it up on the screen to the side of me here to make sure that we watch out for this potential active name. And it's going higher right now. We just broke through $68 again. So yeah, this one is not stopping anytime soon. Silver getting to the upside again.
We reported to you guys last week that AMD was apparently the winner of a deal by Alibaba to purchase about 40 to 50,000 MI308s. This morning, DigiTimes Asia reporting that they actually have received that contract. Hard to verify. This is behind a paywall, and no other institutions are reporting it. Just to give you an idea of where the MI308, which is a China-compliant export chip, stands against the other China previously only China-compliant export chip from Nvidia, which is the H20, of course. Big difference here in terms of RAM. So the MI308 has 192 gigabytes of HB3 RAM. That's double the 96 gigabytes found on the H20. It's also able to kind of run a large language model, about 70 billion parameters on one card. The H20 would typically require 3. It also has more raw power compute generally than the H20. So when you're looking at compliance, it's not just compliance with the same hardware. This one is actually markedly different, the MI308 here. Adair, what more can you tell us about this?
Yeah, so it's worth noting again, this is the second report in a week that's really suggested Alibaba buying AMD chips, the first one from MLEX coming through late Sunday, early Monday, suggesting again, as Sharif mentioned, 40,000 to 50,000. Now, this report from DigiTimes Asia does not have a number of MI308 AI accelerators, doesn't say how many, but it does say apparently these shipments are going to start in February of 2026. And again, Alibaba and AMD here in a deal. So this, again, second report suggesting Alibaba is an AMD client. Let's see if we get any more indication of this.
Yeah, no, both of them not really doing too much relative volume or volume, to say the least, in the pre-market session, but decent range that happened, pretty tight on Alibaba. And when I'm looking at AMD here as well, we've been attempting to push through this 216s. We got up to 22040s. I don't know if that was that all-time highs there? Let's take a quick look
yes.
right there. Yeah, so
240.
no, 267. So just a couple of weeks ago. So this consolidation high 225s there. We've been attempting to break for the past couple of weeks. Haven't really got anywhere near there. You can see strong selling from the 220s coming in at the beginning of the week, and we've been in a sideways consolidation. So my look here on AMD is just going to be right here. This bit of a weekly range here. I'm not going to really look at this high for measuring the range here. Since we dropped down, we've been holding pretty well. Technically, higher lows happening here as we build back up towards 216s, where supply has been coming in over the past few days actually there on AMD. So that's the look. Let's see what it does with that range.
All right. Yeah, I've liked Alibaba. I mean, I think you just talked about a little bit there about AMD. I just think that Alibaba does have a decent runway to the upside here if it wants to go. The only thing is I recently bought at 160, then sold at 160, and the reason is we did not hold it and we fell back in. So I'm actually thinking that this area right here, 135 and change, would be a good level for Alibaba. I like the fact that we still have some China talk to go, and I don't know, it's a huge market over there. Not everything is going to be so US centered, but again, let's wait. We're at a key level here of 150. As far as the day trade is concerned, it only has 47,000 shares right now today for Alibaba. But yeah, breaking through this sort of weekly channel would be kind of nice, 152. I don't know if there's any volume today coming to make that happen. But yeah, there's more in this world than just Nvidia and just AMD. So it's nice to see that AMD and Alibaba sort of coming together here and potentially making something happen. But as long as we're under 220, I really like this short. I mean, that's, I guess, 225 to be exact, but 220 we haven't really broken through there either. We've just spent a couple days, if not wicked higher, through that 220. So for me, this is a short on AMD until we eventually break one way or the other, right? I mean, I think you can get long if you come down into 200 and short into 220. And because we're closer to 220, I think that's more likely to hit. So let's go short AMD if we get anything in and around 220. The big talk right now, SIDU. Yeah, that's, we don't have that on the board there today, but I believe it's I think it could be on our watch list. I think I was scrolling. Yeah, there it is. Cydia Space today. So gapping up after announcing its previous offering of 19 million shares has closed. So now we get the pressure away from their offering, and now you get up to the upside. Wednesday here raised 25 million through the offering. So let's get ready to rock and roll here with Cydia's possible huge move incoming for SIDU. He and I will talk about that very, very soon.
All right, guys, let's talk a little Micron. It's a Samsung headline, but these chip names, well, the RAM names, SK Hynix, Micron, all up nicely here. Not SK Hynix, excuse me, SanDisk, all up here nicely to start the morning. So apparently Samsung is preparing to debut its first in-house mobile GPU, which is a major strategic shift for the company. It reduces the reliance, of course, on third-party chip designers. The GPU is going to debut inside the Exynos 2600 processor. Is going to be in the Galaxy S26, but really it's a read-through here for HBM demand as yet another company creates a GPU, Adair.
Yeah, this Exynos 2600 is going to be introducing new hardware that's going to be aimed at addressing performance and efficiency shortcomings in prior generations of this product. The chip is actually expected to enter production in early 2026, which also aligns with Samsung longer-term silicon roadmap through the year 2030. Now, to kind of zoom out a bit and talk more about these memory plays, Micron, of course, on watch here, but SanDisk, STX, and the third one here is going to be WDC. As far as I was seeing, these three are like the best performers in the S&P 500 so far this year, all three of them new additions to the index. So memory plays definitely performing well, both recently and this whole year.
All right, it was just Ramin's nice enough to go get us coffees, it looks like. So she's on the way, and I didn't even see the note, so I just messaged her, and anybody else wants one, message Ramin ASAP, because Fabian is here. Fabian, how's it going, my friend, over there? I hope you had a very great Christmas, and glad to have Fabian back with us right now. So, yeah, I don't... huge, man, huge. Micron's been huge. SanDisk has been huge. I don't know if the memory game is stopping anytime soon or not. I mean, the demand continues to be in the space, right? I mean, Micron taking out all-time high, SanDisk, same kind of way, and it continues to go. And I have to say, you know, hands up, I was completely wrong about this one. The good thing about the trade is it was easy to get out of, but it's just gapping higher, like 260. We thought we were pretty smart calling that short twice there. And then I said I still like the short. And yeah, that has eaten my shorts since then. So that has just gotten, I mean, I'm not short the name, but I thought that this 260 was sort of going to be the top. But man, oh man, have I been wrong on that one, as that just continues to extend further. It's funny because it's almost monopolistic here. There's not too many names that are in the RAM game, and it just continues to move higher as more and more demand for the product. So yeah, Micron definitely on watch today. That is for sure. It's interesting to see what the market's going to do, because we did have an up and down move earlier on Wednesday when we sort of got going, and then we finally made our little bit of a range. Right now you have Nvidia just hit as a sell there, Obi. So you're short. I don't know. I got to get that back on the screen, but there's a nice little sell there for Nvidia down to the downside. So let's see what happens. The imbalances are now out. There goes Nvidia, downside action there. Micron could be one to follow, but I don't want to do anything with that. If anything, it's $300, Obi, potential short area, but you tell me if we're going to do any reversions there in the chip space.
Version, you say? Here's the thing, and since earnings, we've been bidding up pretty aggressively on Micron. I remember trading this on day one. I remember trading this on day two. I don't think I got involved day 3, day 4, but day 2 I think was pretty nice as well. I think I was on the show as well on last Friday. The reversion came in pretty decently. Didn't get long there. I was in my notes. I was like, yeah, day 2 pre-market high break long, prior day consolidation high break long, and maybe even adding into the prior day high break long as well. That was a great trade, and a lot of potential short-term participants getting involved in that. I liked that. I kind of missed the long, but I was like, all right, cool. Well, when this reverts, I think a decent chance of at least a VWAP right there, and we did get that. We got a VWAP reversion. We've been holding higher highs since then and higher lows as well. So a pretty good look here for Micron in terms of the trend that's been holding post-earnings. We know that earnings can give a little bit of a sentimental shift as well, and it seems like Micron has been getting a strong buy side pressure since then. So we'll watch it today, see how it does going into the end of the week. Pretty strong push here on Wednesday as well. Prior trading day, bit of a double bottom here, 285s-ish. You can see opening session, we pull back into that 285. End of day, we pull back into that 285, and then now bidding back up a little bit higher here. So maybe that 300 is coming in, but a little bit of selling coming in off of the open. Maybe we do a gap fill. Yeah. Gap fill down to 290s, and then maybe that's where we find a bit of a bid here on Micron. But yeah, definitely watching this. Memory plays, I guess, was it, does SNDK count?
Yep, yeah, that is, yeah, that's SNDK. Another one.
SanDisk as well, pushing up a little bit higher into its prior day highs here, 261.40s is that area right now. So this one, another one that's been catching that maybe that sentimental bid as well, higher highs, higher lows for the past couple of weeks. Decent relative volume I'm seeing here on the strong pullback that we got on Friday, December 12th. So we've been bidding up since then. So good look there on some of these memory names. I'll put Micron on my watch list. Actually, it is already on my watch list here on the day. So we'll see what it does with that 190. Maybe we get to that 300. Maybe some opportunities in store for us there. Yeah, no, I think on a day like today, and I've said this multiple times over, you have a couple of ideas. There's nothing really crazy going on here in the pre-market right now. And especially on days like that, I just wait for things to fall into my lap. When and if they do, we try to exercise the best of our abilities to extract from those opportunities. So that's what I'm going to be waiting for. If something shows up, I'd love for you guys to call it out in the chat to see, to put eyes on some of those opportunities as well.
Okay, Fabian, please look at Ramin's DM. She is asking me to tell you that. So, okay, so just real quickly here, I have just to get going before we start, 190.25. I still don't mind that. I think we're going to go to 190.50 now because that was the pre-market high. We like IBIT on any dip downs. Watch out for that 88,000 area. I'm looking at 49.75, 50 bucks. Maybe they're on IBIT. Silver. Let's just see what happens here. Long 66.50. We do know London's closed today. We want to thank Danny Boy for pointing that out. We'll see if there's any momentum happening in silver today. And then the TQQs right now, markets are at all-time highs, man. I think buying the dips is an expected strategy, and I'm going to do that today as well. So Nvidia looks like it wants to take down, well, I don't know what it wants to do, but we've had to move down into their 189.60s. That held your 200 period moving average. I still think a take of the top is fine for me. So I'm going to be going long on 190.50 and then giving it basically back to VWAP, 50 cents or so of risk. That I'm very, very comfortable doing something like that there on Nvidia. And then if we dip down in, we just kind of picked a level of 55 bucks here on the Nasdaq. That was a level from Wednesday that we're holding right there in the after. I mean, there wasn't a whole heck of a lot of volume, obviously, in the after hours because we closed at 1 o'clock. But 55 came in, and we're just trying to think about that with only 10 seconds left. So here we go, man. It's Nvidia day. Let's see what winds up happening. You're still short, right, there, Obi?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Brought to you by, I believe it's Ogen. Let me see what we're doing right now as we get through there. Brought to you by Ogen. Yeah, there it is. Thank you to them for their continued sponsorship. Here we go. Nvidia 190.50 coming into play. I got to get my order ready to go here.
Yeah, this 190, that was a nice drop. I wasn't even ready for that during
no, that came out of nowhere, huh?
189.60s we went to. It seems like we might be breaking out, or we might try to break out of that pre-market high. Oh boy, look at that slam back down.
Yep.
Jammer AVGO, I have for some reason on the side of my screen as well. That's getting slammed. So let me just check my chips here to see if they're all in line. SMCI, Intel, okay, so everybody kind of catching a bit of a sell here. AMD as well, if you're looking at that. Micron, we were just talking about Micron. Micron slapped into that 290, 288s here on Micron as of right now. ARM not really doing anything too much, but if you're watching SMH, that's coming into prior day's highs. That's sitting in and around 364 halves as well. VWAP holding currently, but 190 might be a little bit of trouble. Some turbulence here is what I mean on Nvidia. Let's see. Yeah, I do have a bit of an over/under perspective there. Silver, we were watching that.
Yeah.
Silver back down into
that's coming back
here. So we did push a little bit of the high of the range there at 68s, and now we're pulling in a little bit more. Here goes Nvidia. Cracking down.
I got to take a fill so people can see your position over here.
Well, I don't necessarily want to add here just yet, but yeah, you can see the arrow on my chart. I know the position board sometimes bugs out a little bit there, but you can see market coming in pretty aggressively here as well. Wow. Okay, so 190. We're back above 190.
Yeah, it just keeps on going back and forth here, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I said, a bit of turbulence definitely expected when it comes to this. Okay, here we go. Get out. Don't need to.
Oh, we went long.
Boom.
Okay, right. Well, there it is. So there we go. We are now long here on Nvidia. Trying to give this a little bit of juice right here, Obi. Just a couple of 100 shares. Nothing too crazy right now. We'll see if we can get something out for that 50 cents rip or not. Oops, sorry, that's silver. Here we go. I was just setting up my bid for silver. I didn't even get it in because this hit. So we'll put a bid on silver as well. But we're going to give this just back to that key level. Let's take out 10% right here at 78s. Oh, good. Wow. That was lucky. We just hit that 78. Can you believe that? I literally just got that fill and then pushed the whole thing down. Shoot, man. All right. Well, it doesn't matter. I didn't
pushing around so much size.
No, trust me, man. I got out of literally 10% there. I'll put another little bit there in case it does rip back up. But we are still going to stop out if this breaks through 190. Okay, because that's the trade for me. So we wanted to take. I was waiting at 191.
Yeah, I'm still looking for 191s, but
yeah. Okay, we're both long. Okay, boom.
Yeah. So
I didn't even realize that.
I hit out of the short, and then the stop got me long. I was like, yes, this looks good. Which is interesting. I should kind of think about playing that way a little bit off of the open there as well. What's up, Adara?
Oracle incredibly strong this morning with no clear news catalyst. I was reading a CNBC post this morning. Apparently this company is posed for its, or this stock rather, is posed for its worst one quarter performance since 2001, or sorry, 2001, so like 24 years here. ORCL looks like it's rebounding a bit today from that weakness, but again, no concrete news here. ORCL, lots of strength. Keep an eye on it as we send you back. Neil, sorry, not even Neil, Sean and Obi, back to you.
Hey, thank you, Adara. Happy birthday to Neil. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You're not long Nvidia, but me and you are. No, it doesn't make any sense. All right, we'll get some shares to Neil here if this wants to really start to pop up. But here we go, man. It is a money maker right now as we get going. Yes, let's go, Obi. Let's effing go. Right there to the upside right now. Nice little 50 cents right there. Did you watch that documentary yet?
No, I haven't.
No, yeah, it's okay. I stopped watching it. No, I stopped watching. Yeah, I stopped watching it after the second episode, but we can still get back into it. I just feel like it's just disgusting, so I don't really want to watch too much of that. There it goes right now, back to the upside. Let's go. Nice little move higher now. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Nice move here. We're almost in the dollar club right now. It's the cash cow of the day. It is your #1 trade. It is brought to you by Obi, and brought to you by myself, and brought to you by the Sticky Note, brought to you by Adara and Sharif and everybody else around here. Happy Boxing Day to those of you in Canada as we continue to celebrate a nice victory right there. Bang. Yes, sir. Okay. Let's go. We are now $1 in the money and going higher and higher and higher. Starting to get some kind of feels on this one. We do have the out already of, if I just take this out right there, we will now be out of 40% if we do get a 30 fill. I basically out of 35% right now. We'll get a little bit more out there. There it is. Wow. Obi, that just lifted 40 cents. It was about to break 191, and then we got our 191.30 offer right there.
I was sitting on 191 halves, and it came and clipped me and came right back in. So, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay, let's give you some other news.
Increase the share sizes.
Okay.
Trading with...
yeah, I increased my, I don't know what percent of yours there, but I told you what I have there. So how much do you have left then? How about that?
I have about less than 10% left.
Oh, boom. Okay, good. Oh, so you're already out, so that's good. On that note, if you're almost out, then let's freaking get out some more of my damn self right now. I'm not, Obi's a much smarter guy than I. Here it is, man, $1.10 in the money, man, and we upsized this one, Joe. We upsized our position a little bit on this one. Was a little bit mad that Intel didn't give us the right way to go. We should not be revenge trading, but there we go, Nvidia to the moon. And we said that we could possibly see 200 by, I was saying next week. I don't think today.
Woo. Let's go.
We are at 3 times daily goal right now, and it is Boxing Day, so this money will probably be spent somewhere. You know what the kids?
Boxing.
The kids, you know what? So my eldest is here, and he wants to take the kids out, so they're going bouldering today. Okay. So that's good, man. Better he take them than I. So they're going bouldering, and then they're going out for Japanese barbecue. I didn't even know that was a thing. I thought there's Korean barbecue.
Yeah.
But oh boy, Obi.
Oh boy.
We've still got half of this trade on.
Let's go.
Let's go, man. We're getting exciting right now, man.
192s, it looks like it.
Yeah. So I'm just slowly getting out of this one, man, as we continue to just blast through, man. 192. Are you kidding me? This trade, we gave it to you with a 50-cent risk, right? So the fact that it's up $1.50 right now, we happy, we good on this one now. Let's go, man. This is Obi. You can say oh boy whenever the hell you want to, okay? How about that? Oh boy on this trade. That is for sure. We're getting some nice movements, but what else is moving around? Let's check out some F-Jet. Are you out? Obi, I don't like you hitting those keys and then hitting it so randomly. I know your style, Obi. So don't get out of your position just quietly like that, my guy.
Here's the thing. I saw a little bit of selling. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting ready. You know what I'm getting ready for. You know exactly what I'm getting ready for. Yeah, no, that selling came in. It was distinctly different. That selling was distinctly different.
Come on, Obi.
The first time we saw, there it is, boom, right there. So I can definitely, I'm watching the tape, but again, I wasn't fast enough to do the flip. You know, sometimes flip game can be a little bit stronger, but we were watching that rip coming in, and it's all about distinctly different. Like, how is the flow looking like coming into the bid, and how does the flow change, and does it change in a distinct way? And oh boy, that 192, I thought it was going to come in. We came and flipped the 192. So the prior high was 191.98, right? It comes in, it prints 192 holds, and then slam. I'm just like, okay, well, that's done, clearly. I'm like, I'm getting out, I got out like 70s, made the decision, but that flip not really aggressive enough. there on that one. But you can see the market wicking back in there as well. But yeah, no, sometimes order flow is very obvious. The way the tape kind of dances, and I do want to make decisions based off of that. Now, here's the thing. That's the first strong sell. If buyers are this strong, we could make a higher low, 191 halves, 191 40s, and then continue. We don't have to get all the way back down to VWAP. Just because I see the first sign of selling doesn't necessarily mean the move is over. That's something that I've learned over time where I'm just like, I try to revert something a little too fast and it comes right back in like this. Look, 192 is probably going to come in and print right again as the market pushes. There it is. So, maybe getting out a little too early, but that tape turn definitely very, very much there for sure. Did you get back in more? Or?
No, I didn't get back in more, man. No, I like all that talk, stuff. Man. But you scared the living shit out of me because as soon as you were doing...
Because you know how I like... So once I get out of the position, I hit my escape a few times. That's what you hear when I'm going like this because I'm removing any orders that I have sitting there.
Yeah, no, I've traded beside you now hundreds of times. I know exactly your keystrokes and everything. I'm just sitting here, I'm like, oh shit, this guy just got out 100%. He just got out. And I throw it over to you and you're just like, I'm out.
Yeah.
So look, Obi, you made me, it's not, look, I'm just playing around. We are responsible for our own trades, but as soon as Obi started talking about it, I'm like, shit, man, this guy just hit that backside. And it was like, this is coming back in. So there's me getting out a little bit, and then there it is right there, 190. I just got out on the way back up as well, because I know everybody trades their own style, of course. I'm just gonna look at the support and resistance, and obviously 192 right now, Obi. Did you go short up there?
No.
See, there goes our position board again, Fabian. Like, I keep blaming Neil for this, but maybe it's me. I don't know. Yeah, I know it's P-Pro 8. I'm just playing around, but it's like we keep on having to reset this. So I'm going to get offered. I'm going to offer out right here again, see if I get another piece. So now I'm just like basically tranching out like 5% every time. All right, just because like I don't know where this is eventually going. They were good 69 out there, and then it could load back up. So I'm just going to piece it out little by little, and I did put a stop at 190.80. Okay, to get out of a big piece there as well, just in case, we continue to make this move lower. I'm going to get out another piece. Looks like 192 might be the jam right now, but we're only looking at Nvidia. So
the way they held it was so interesting. Wow, look at that.
This is what I mean.
The reversion.
Yes.
That's what I should be in.
Yeah,
look at that. All the way back.
You're not in it, Obi. Come on, man. Come on, man. I thought you're in everything over here. But there goes Tesla right back in as well. So the market kind of doing this, and Tesla saying, okay, let's see what's going on right now with Tesla. FJet also hot fire right now to the upside. That name continues to go, man. There goes FJet. Last week, sort of darling, I guess, kept going there up to $29, $30. So we'll see what winds up happening there with F to the jet. IBIT going silver. Let's check out what silver's doing, man. And, this was a look of you and I earlier, and there it goes. I think we were right about it. It did have an upside push there. We'll see if it breaks through 68. Silver trying to go. Sidious is another name that a lot of the people in our chat are looking at today. That's up 46% there as we clear through. Let's go. Break yourself through 192 right now as there it goes again. Nice, huge move now, man, as we just continue to take advantage of that. But it looks like it stops again, Obi. I'm not even on the stock. Stops again at 192 right there. Wow. This is just... How do I hold more, Obi, so I'm not doing all this crap? But anyways, I did put a stop order here. The 200 period moving average is way lower. VWAP is down here at 190.50. Guys, help me. Could be a lot more profits if I had just held. Like, if I held this thing from the jump, man, I mean, we would be just wowie right now on our net P&L. But I think we're doing pretty good right here. I do still have 30% left. So far so good here on the trade for that. But we just covered a couple different names there. Yeah, Tesla's really is bleeding to the downside right now. I'm not, Adara, is there some kind, I don't think so. I feel like a little silly asking Adara for this because it was so early and I don't think there's any Tesla news, but that's a decent drop.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I mentioned the only thing I saw in this was like Elon Musk saying that he drove in a robo-taxi without a driver assistant, but there's nothing to prove that. And again, that would actually be good news, not bad.
Yeah.
Nothing on TSLA at all.
Okay, so there you go. So thank you. Oh, we have a button for that.
Thank you very much, Dara.
Yep, there he goes. So it is what it is right now. So we'll have to wait for Tesla. I still think that if there is a bottom here, Obi, I don't know what you're looking at exactly.
I'm watching Nvidia because this is aggressive, and when it's done, I do when this buying or buyer is done, I do want to participate. So this was the first wave of selling, right? Shout out to our boy Elliot.
Yep.
Elliott waves.
Yep, yeah, got it.
So I used to like to, you know what I call them? I call them the 3 FUs, the 3 waves, because it's just like you try to short the first one, it's going to get you out. Try to short the second one, it's going to get you out. You could get long as well, but you got to wait for the third one maybe, or the second one, as the probabilities start stacking a little bit more in your favor as we start to get more and more overextended. Yeah, the EV of the reversion kind of goes up the more extension you get, but got to make sure you're on that right side to begin with. And as of right now, Sean, I'm looking at multiple frames. We're still very much left side on this, holding trend pretty decently. So we'll wait. 192, yeah, still seems like 192 is a bit of a turbulent area where that's where sellers stepped in first. We got about a quarter above current day highs, 192.29s on Nvidia. So as long as it holds trend, I'm going to stay patient and watch. Again, market tailwind is also important as well. Again, being the market leader which is Nvidia, I want to see some selling happening there on the markets as well. We're catching a bit of a top wick on this initial first 15-minute candle here right now on both the Nasdaq and the ES. So watching that, wow, look at that rip, man. Okay, all right. So definitely, that's just like that's aggressive buying. People just slapping the ask right there through the highs, and then we come right back in. So we are doing pretty decent volume and price action here on Nvidia through this 192. Let's see if we can hold and sustain and maybe push even higher here as the long is very much strong.
Yeah, this is this is what it's looking like at my pad right now. When I left this morning, there was no snow whatsoever.
Oh wow, that's nice.
Yeah, so right now it's starting to hit. Right now it's starting to become real. You know what I mean? So yeah, well, good luck. I told Marissa, like my kids are well versed at this TTC. So instead of her driving these kids all over, they want to go. There's a bouldering place right on Bloor, so they wanted to do that, and they can just take the TTC and we'll pick them up at the station. But that's what we're thinking about right now. So, anyways, if you are here in lovely Toronto, Ontario. It is Boxing Day, so shout out to everybody there where you get to go out and get all those great deals and, half price, 75% off Christmas stuff, all that kind of stuff. But we don't really, it's a good time to go out and buy fight somewhere? Jake Paul? No, it's a good time to go out there and get, some of those, if you were looking for one of those big, what do you call those, blow up outside your house, not decorations. What am I talking about here? Where you get those Christmas decorations, I guess is what I'm thinking about here, because they're always on sale. Yeah. You'll go to Walmart and you get those like big, huge, the Grinches that you can blow up, like a 20 lawn ornaments, 25 foot tall. Those are, or like on Halloween, where all of a sudden you go out and the next day so you can pick up your stuff for next year. We won't be doing that, but you could do something like that. All right, so Bitcoin 88.4, IBIT maybe trying to come back in as well, just a little bit. Let me take this Jake Paul. Yeah, I heard the fighting, man. I just thought all of a sudden Jake Paul was here to fight Obi for some reason. I don't really know why that would happen right now, but that was a great payday. I heard you talking about the Jake Paul fight the other day, and the thing is that I think they've done, that's awesome. Who's over there, Fabian? That's an awesome look. I just think that when you're talking about the world of boxing and you're watching those fights, I think you said it as well. It's not going to be like the greatest boxing match ever. You're there watching. It's entertainment. And I think the WWE has really set Jake Paul, and that's Logan Paul's over there in the WWE, and it's just like, it doesn't always have to be like, okay, for the purists of boxing, you know what you're getting into. You're not gonna watch Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, like a 55-year-old guy. You know what I mean? Like, you're not gonna get the most pure boxing, but it's entertainment. And I just think that solves a niche in the market. And right now, you know what? Like, it's going to be Fury versus Joshua, and that's coming in the new year in Saudi Arabia, or I think it's Saudi Arabia. And it's just like, that might be a great fight, but it might also be a really shitty fight. So you never really know what you're getting at when you have this. At least when you get the Pauls, you get a little bit of action and some fun kind of aftermath like that. So $92 million end of the day is what that Joshua David guy wound up getting.
Oh, wow.
And
That's what I was saying. Like the guy probably made more money.
he got $9 million when he won his belt for that fight, which 2 years ago.
Wow, okay.
So $92 million, generational wealth created, right? And it's just like take advantage of what's available. And right now, Netflix, that reminds me about Netflix. I want to check out that bad boy right here, NFLX.
Polymarket chain. You see that? It was, that's kind of funny as well.
The
The 500K Polymarket chain.
Yes, they sponsored him to wear that, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, his brother Logan Paul. Did you see what he sold the Pokemon? The 1 of 1. So it's going on to auction.
Okay.
He sold it to this golden guy. He's on Netflix as well. It's going to auction. He paid him. It's a 1 of 1 Pikachu something illustrator. Ooh. I don't know what it is.
Okay.
1 of 1 ever released. Logan got it. I don't know how he got it. He must have bought it off somebody. He sold it for an advance of $2.5 million. Plus he gets a % on the whole auction, and the card's expected to go for about 5.
Wow, it's the world's rarest and most valuable Pokemon card.
Yeah, so that dude was wearing it on his chest at the Paul fight, because now this guy from the Golden Casino, I forget his name, but he owns that now.
PSA 10.
Yeah, it's a 1 of 1.
PSA 10. Yeah, that is crazy. I got to get back into this.
Yeah, I'm on $92 million USD. That's what they both got each. $92 million. Jake Paul and Joshua. So these guys making
paycheck.
A lot of money. Nobody really lost. Man. The only people that lost are the people that thought it was going to be like a serious fight. But I think
people who lost were the ones who bet one way.
Jake Paul did really well, man. I mean, honestly, the last six, 7 rounds, whatever it was, and get knocked out like that, break your jaw twice.
Yeah.
Absolutely unbelievable movement there. But Netflix, 93.50, not doing a whole heck of a lot there today. We are going to talk, obviously, about everything on the show. It's our party. We'll cry if we want to. Thank you. Here comes Ramin, like it's Christmas all over the place. Again, right here, she's got everything for us one more time. But Nvidia upside, the banks have been a good talk for the year. They're going to be down today. The financials look to be a little down. Their consumer durables led by Tesla downside. Palantir down 0.5 today. Apple up, Nvidia up. We talked about those are both 2 key stories. Oh my God, thank you so much, Ramin. The bagel and the coffee getting dropped off there. The absolute best there, Ramin. What did you wind up getting?
I got
one of those egg bowls. Yeah. I know about those.
Those are pretty good, yeah.
Now that you got that, I should have got that as well. Damn it. Damn you, Obi. That's a good call over there.
Nothing too heavy, you know?
No, it's all good. It's all good. Hopefully we got those burgers coming through soon, too.
Hopefully they're open today.
Later on. Ramin said I just went on Uber. It does say that they are open at 11:30, so we'll see if that does kick in.
It's pretty good with that.
But cheers. Tim Hortons Coffee. Can't trade the name. It's QSR bought out there. So thank you to Ramin for all of that. Though that egg bowl is actually pretty good though. So Ethereum. Oh wow. Right now Bitcoin to the downside. So I have the news in my ear. Like if anything ever does come through, we can definitely look at it. But look what's happening to IBIT right now. I wrote down 49.75. That is right where we're at right now, man. What's going on here? Nice move down right into the 200 period moving average, right into the close. This was a level of concern for me. The future's also pumping back into the downside as well here, Obi. All right, so good news. We only have 20% left of Nvidia. Bad news is it's coming in quite nicely right now. 191 is where we're at right now, but breaking through, we got to get something out right there. 191.65 as we break below our 21 period moving average. It's on there for a reason. Let's take a little bit more out.
Yeah, no, seems like that selling started to come in. We did, so I did get involved in this push, 192.20s hold. We came right back in. I'm like, all right, likely to break that high. So punching out when that strong bid comes in, but then when you wipe it right back in, I'm like, all right, cool. And then now you get market tailwind as well. That definitely deserves a bit of an ad, in my opinion. So that's coming in pretty decent. Let's see if we can get down into VWAP here. P-Pro VWAP, where you at? I guess I don't have the thing here. Let me just pull it up on this chart. On NVDA, let me get that value. What's that value? What is that price? Don't want to anchor to it too much. 191.17 is the price there on one of the charts, and 191.26s. So we're coming right back in. Let's see if we can print that quarter. 191.60 is currently still trading at as of right now. Maybe we hold, right? This buying in the morning was pretty aggressive. So if we make a higher low, You know, it's nothing out of the ordinary either as well. But that wipe back down, I don't know if that was news related at all, but yeah, that selling coming in pretty aggressively as of right now across the board. Let's take a quick look at the Mag 7. Let's see who is selling off the most. Tesla continuation, of course, that we saw that reversion happen a little bit earlier, and Tesla's coming in pretty nicely as of right now as well. Amazon's has been a chop fest. It seems like 231.20s held a couple times off of the open there as of right now, and Apple pulling back as well. So maybe Apple was the one to get involved with. Let me take a quick look at this. What's Apple doing? 2 A's, not 3. Okay, so yeah, a bit of a trend break happening, 274.60s on Apple. But if this thing goes back above 192 on Nvidia, probably going to be out and maybe try again as well. So we'll see what happens here on NVDA. Some market madness, a little bit of a shake and bake. Look at that, buying coming right back in, dude. Okay, cool.
We're happy with it. So we do have a new position. I did take IBIT long, and I just want to show you guys that we are just playing off of our own notes, right? I mean, we put down NVIDIA long 190.25. We waited for 190.50s. It's just would have been more profit if we took 190.25, but I'll explain why we upped that. We took the new pre-market high, and that's why we're long right now in the money, $1.25, and Obi just sort of covered that a little bit. I wanted to try BTC. I know the market just faded out a little bit back in. We didn't get long the TQs, but we did put that down to 55. It just didn't hit, and then silver just took off, so we'll look at that again, but I was looking for below 67 for SLV, but now, so this is what I like to trade. Like I've sort of adjusted my style greatly recently, right? And that is to try to basically watch out, take a little bit more shares. When you're right, you want to celebrate that to the upside, but then you also want to make sure that you do cover your position if and when key levels are broken, especially back down in like we're doing right now to the downside. So I'm going to cancel my, yeah, you've got the short, right? Oh, no, see, oh, man, it's like you just take a position and it automatically wipes the board, but that's okay. We'll get that figured out. It is an issue that we're working on our position board. Yeah, I know. I don't know what's going on there. Maybe it's my fault. I don't know. 190. So I'm going to wait for this to break the 50-period moving average. 190. 89, and if that, 198, 190, 89, if that winds up breaking, man, let's just flatten ourselves out on Nvidia, because this is coming back in, and right now I have about 15% left. So, you know, some good outs happening there. Oh, there goes IBIT. So we flush ourselves down the toilet on that one as it does not hold. What I was going to get at was we wrote down 49.75. That came in, right? That was a level that I thought could possibly hold right into here. Friday's levels, all right? So once that comes in, we let it come in into us, take the fill on the way back up, thinking that, okay, we've held that level. Then we use the low as our out. We take another fill, a couple pennies against that low. Then once it breaks it, then we get out of that right now so that we are not part of this move. All right, we're not short. We were trying to go long there. So we lose on IBIT, but we lost 8% of what we made on, and we still have this position pending, so it's going to be more than this on Nvidia. So we'll go 1 for 2, but again, the real winner is in our first trade, this trade here on IBIT, in and out, and we got to be responsible for it, but it is a loser right there on IBIT as we tried it, and then the TQs didn't quite get into our spot, but maybe we should have bought that. Again, see, like it holds. So there's the bottom, and there's the hold of that bottom. So if you're long in here somewhere against this 30. So that's what I would be doing right now if we were looking long. I don't know right here if we do want to go long. I don't know if Tesla's holding either. No, Tesla's getting back into that 480 spot that we've seen on Wednesday that we could possibly hold. I think it got down as low as 477. Before I throw it back to you, Obi, I just want to double check that. Yeah, wow, good memory. Again, 477, nice little bottom right there. So we'll see if we can hold. But look at all this, man. There's a lot of consolidation and a lot of choppiness, Obi, in and around 480 to 482 there for Tesla. So we'll see if that choppiness continues. But it's a good thing we got out of IBIT as that's still going lower there. Nice short there on Nvidia. Let's see what winds up happening there. Somebody called Kathy. What do you want to talk to her about, man? You want to talk? I mean, I talked to her yesterday. Wished her, happy Merry Christmas, and that was good, but we didn't talk about Tesla. Maybe we should have. But
yeah, Tesla's doing some stuff here. Yeah, no, Nvidia came into VWAP. We're holding that VWAP. We covered some in front of VWAP here. It held pretty well, even though the market continues to kind of drop in. So being a little bit patient here. Let's see if this comes into fruition as of right now on Nvidia as we hold that VWAP. Silver is pushing for its highs here right now as well. So a little distinctly different action happening there on some of the potential commodities as market, both the ES Nasdaq catching some strong sells, and silver, you can see here on the left-hand side, pushing up a little bit higher here at the same time. So yeah, distinctly different. Let's see if Apple can pull in a little bit deeper as well. I'm looking for this Nvidia VWAP to show me some more information. So the first test of VWAP held, cool. Nice, makes sense. Let's see if it continues to hold. Let's see what this market is up to, man. This selling is absolutely aggressive. We got that aggressive push to the upside and then pull right back in. Talk about a shake and bake, Sean. Yes. This thing is absolutely so like.
You seen Talladega Nights?
Lots of opportunity. Yeah.
Yeah, this is shake and bake.
Yeah, this is shake and bake.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Nice. How's that coffee? Pete?
Coffee's good, man. Oh man. I don't mind our coffee. Like we have a crazy espresso machine here. It makes a little bit of everything. It's just sometimes I get a little tired of that coffee, to be honest with you.
Sometimes it's a bit strong, man. I don't know what kind of coffee beans they're throwing in there, but
yeah,
some of those coffee beans can get kind of aggressive, if you know what I mean. Damn.
What's going on, man? Some of these uranium names, man, just can't. I just saw someone in the chat say they're adding some SMR long term. Man, damn, I wish so I'd sold some at 50, all of my position at 57, and then rebought some of it at 30. Oh, man, that 30 did not hold. Down 50% now on that trade. Blech, yucky. All right, so we'll see. This is getting into a level, man, for SMR. Right now. So yeah, I think there is some good possibilities here to get in there and start to buy. But again, it's not the hot talk right now. You know, we talked about what Kramer talked about, the year of magical investing is potentially over. Yeah, I think he's probably right there, man. Oklo, downside, right? Like everything, some of these names that were quantum names, we can have a look at that as well. A lot of these names that haven't had profits, they were really people trying to front run, I think, and got really excited about what the future could possibly hold. For uranium names, I still like Cameco, CCJ, and same thing with the Rigettis of the world, and just any quantum name. I think are all very, very similar in what they're doing. And there's another like look at Rigetti, man, absolutely clocked here again. So I don't know which name is the best one to buy, but you guys tell me. Hey, can we get a poll up actually, Ramin or Fabian? What I'd really like to put up is which sector are you more excited for in 26? Uranium or quantum, because I think both of those names have really been getting hit down to the downside there.
I would say space, man. You've seen some of these space stocks starting to run?
Please review the options, Obi. Uranium or quantum? Only because the only reason we're not using, I'm just playing around. We can put space on there as well. The reason why I say space is not because it's sort of hot right now. I'm trying to find sectors that have cooled down.
Okay, to catch the...
Right, because like we've already dropped down now 85% on uranium stocks. So space, I do agree with you. I would rather be in space than probably both of those because we've seen ASTS move to the high side. We saw Rocket Labs go to the upside. We also do know that the imminent IPO potentially of SpaceX coming through as well. So I was just thinking to myself, like, which space that's been hit could we get some more action on right there? Okay, well, of course, the poll's up, and it's not what I asked, but that's okay. We can go with this one. What's your 2026 hype?
Oh, space is on there.
Oh, man. Okay, well, now this poll...
I'm going to space.
Now this poll almost doesn't matter because space will win.
You know why? I think because it's rumored that SpaceX might IPO next year.
Yeah, that's what we were saying.
So all of those small companies that are, whatever...
Catch the drift.
Maybe they even have space in their name. There goes Nvidia back through 191. Covered a little bit too much at VWAP. Classic.
I know, right?
But yeah, no. Yeah, it's rumored to IPO. Musk said no. That's kind of whatever.
Yep.
But just on those rumors, some of these space stocks have already started catching aggressive bids. So I'm looking for the cool down of them to be like, all right, when can I carry this forward? Because when and if that starts to come into works. Yeah, that was a bit of a...
No, I got something out there too, but what the hell's going on with Target, Adara? I think there must be some news on Target. Yeah, Target just did exactly what we wanted it to do. Get up to 103 right there. I'm long this name in the 80s. That was a good one. What's up? See, this is why you guys have to. I think we're supposed to throw to Dara at some point. I just want to show you guys right here. This is why we have you guys in the chat. Here, I'm just going to pull this chat down because I can't find it in our little thing there. There it is right there. MOT Media, thank you so much there. Target just wicked 103 on a huge volume spike right there. So I don't know what's up with that. Was that just a 100 break maybe?
It was options, apparently. From what I'm seeing on X, it was options. I'm not seeing any news on it, but a lot of people talking about the options in Target.
All right, there it goes, man. Target, nice upside play there. With that being said, let's go over to Adara, see what she's all about. I'm flat. This man is short. Good trade there, Obi. We go over to Adara.
The flow.
As we get that push in Target, we actually get a drop here in this market. Not seeing any news on this drop, but interesting look here for the Nasdaq and the SPY. Initially a really strong push today, and then we push lower, giving back all of that first 15-minute candle and then some. We have talk here about NVDA, of course, been heavily traded today, but I do want to remind people of the context of the story in case you missed it. So initially it was reported by CNBC that Nvidia was going to be acquiring Groq, which is an AI startup not affiliated with Elon Musk's Groq AI. Nvidia originally, again, reported to be acquiring Groq for $20 billion. Then it comes out it's actually going to be an asset deal. So they're going to be acquiring the company's assets and taking some of its key leaders, including President Sunny Madra and former CEO and founder Jonathan Ross. We have MU also on watch here, kind of in this AI theme. Samsung reportedly unveiling its first in-house GPU coming out. A lot of these other memory plays, including SNDK and STX, WDC also on watch. Last but not least, AMD, another kind of AI type play here. Advanced micro devices on watch here. DigiTimes, now the second outlet in a week to report that Alibaba is going to be purchasing that MI3 chip, or that, I guess, that new China chip there from AMD. Before we send you back to Sean and Neil, I'm going to take a moment to thank our friends at Oragenics, because millions of concussions but zero approved therapies. Oragenics, trading on the NYSE's OGEN, is advancing a new standard with its intranasal brain-first approach to concussion treatment. With an $8.9 billion market on the horizon, Oragenics is positioned to drive what comes next. See what's ahead. Book a meeting today. Back to you.
Oh, you level came.
I wasn't even reading tape, man. I don't have your abilities, Obi, so let's not, don't give me too much credit over here.
Flip game's strong. I mean, you also flipped as well, kind of.
Well, we waited. Well, we got, so yeah, I mean, the mistake might have been getting out of Nvidia there, but you know what? I don't hate that plan. I was telling people I got to have an out at some spot, right? So we did hold 15%, and unfortunately we got out where we got out on that breakdown, and I know that you are already thinking short as well. But here, this just came in again. This is our TQQ trade, what we wrote down on our note. So we lost on our IBIT note because IBIT is getting cranked right now. Like Bitcoin is getting stuffed like hard right now to the downside there. I don't know if they had their Christmas stuffing or not, but we went long there on the TQs at 55 bucks. That's a new trade right there. We make back everything that we gave up by holding onto Nvidia. So we'll wait to see if that goes back there up to the upside again as well. But I'm taking a little bit of long here in the futures. I'm actually, because that was a pretty violent move down, I think I'm just going to get out if it does break that level. So 55 break downside, I think we can probably tap out a little bit of that if it does wind up hitting the low end of that trade. So TQQs, we're in it right now.
Yeah, no, great stuff there. The poll is in.
Yeah, I like it.
I don't know how many votes we're waiting for, but so far, there are about 620 votes. Oh, okay, someone pulled back their votes. Okay, look, okay, it's
pull back your vote. How do you do that?
So I don't know. I think you can unvote. It said it said 617, and then it said 626, and then it dropped back down. But okay, we're coming into 1,000. So you know what? We'll revisit this when it's at 1,000. A lot of people saying, I don't know, man, leave me alone. All right, fair enough. I get it. It's a holiday. You know, you want to just chill. You want
to talk to me about stocks.
Yeah, you know, if you're here, you want to hear us talk about stocks. Stonks is what we're talking about. Uranium coming in at 18%, quantum coming in at 20%, and space at 35%. Let's go. I feel like we're going to space, Sean.
I know, that's why, but I'd rather...
you ever take a trip?
Yeah.
Like if we got like...
Yeah.
Like low orbit or maybe even to the moon.
I'm cheap.
Or what about
like
a trip to Mars? Like if a trip to Mars came, let's say you could get a round trip one day for 100K.
No.
You know, you go for like 5 years.
No.
Would you take that trip?
I'm spending 100K on going up to space, man. Hell no, I got a family.
You know?
Nah, I'm not. Nah, that,
Think about
to
it.
me,
You
that's
could be
too
the
much.
first colonizers of Mars, and think about the lineage.
I could be up there for 5 years.
I mean, you can.
Bro, I can't live. No.
Drop a couple kids off and be like,
Drop a couple kids off. Where am I dropping them off? At Ramin's house? Where? You want what do you want, a babysitter?
at Elon's house.
Yeah, I think Ramin would make an awesome mother. My kids love Starbucks. Ramin would be like, that's fine. I'd give her like a per diem. That'll probably be gone real quick. Per day, Ramin would spend a certain amount per day. My daughter. So my daughter's opening up. I swear to God, I should take a picture when I go home today. I'm gonna take a picture of my front hallway. Okay. Because when I look down there, I feel like there's like 13 pairs of Uggs there. And then my daughter's opening up a Christmas present and there's Uggs again. And I'm just like, what the hell is going on? And then Marissa's like, oh no, she's wearing my old Uggs or something. So I was like, okay. Oh man.
Here we go.
Breaking news, and I see what it is about Target right here, and this is exactly, I bought Lululemon for this reason, and it worked, and I bought Target for this reason, so let's go find out if this is exactly what this is.
If your reason you're thinking of is activist investment, you are actually correct. Sean Tom's an activist investor I've never heard of, apparently, reportedly making a bid here for TGT. Again, this news just coming through like a minute or so ago. I'm not seeing who's reporting this. If I get more news, I'll let you know. But apparently Tom's an activist investor I'll have to look more into, interested in TGT here. There was also options interest as well that I was seeing here on X. So lots of, I guess, confluence, to use a term from Moby, for this push higher. Back to you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, you want to take a look at that Target chart. Sean was actually talking about Target in the pre-market. He was just like, yeah, that's a little something that you got involved with.
Well, I mean, the sun shines on a dog's ass a couple times a day. So, at the end of the day, we're eventually going to get some things right around here. But yeah, no, it's nice to see what Target's doing. I mean, I would have loved to have been sitting here up at 103. This has happened before. So I don't want to we'll pat ourselves on the back because we're long down here on Target. And I was just like, how is retail so strong and Target's just getting pumped? It's not like this is an AEO or an ANF or anything like that. Like, those stocks have really ran, right? It's just, let's just wait to see here. I do think that they're, new management. We've talked about that. I mean, we're long Lulu 2 170. So that name's been something that's worked out in that favor as well. And I think it's just, it goes to the point, Obi, of not trying to outsmart anything. And that's why that poll is up. It's like, sometimes you're just trying to catch a little bit of flavor of the quarter, of the year, whatever. Lululemon got hit so much. I'm sure I got some Lulu socks for Christmas. So, but nice move to the upside rate there, and some good talk there about new management. They are looking for a new CEO over there, so not as much of the activist play that maybe Target was, but there goes Target up to $99. And yeah, sure, we did talk about it. So, happy when things work out, and it is right now for Target. I think I want to. My new target for this name would be right around here. So I'll analyze this. Maybe I'll put a 102 offer or so during the midday, and we'll think about getting some out. But yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm going to go to Mars. I just think that's a little expensive for me. I'd send Ramin to Mars in a second.
That you'd be okay, let's go. 25K?
No, but the thing is, you said that it's the duration. I would go up there to see what's going on.
Yeah.
But if you need to travel,
what's the duration?
I don't know how long it takes to get up there.
Check.
So I mean, this is the whole thing. We need some more context over here. Before we go.
Give me the results. I'll give. There goes Nvidia breaking that prior low there.
I like it. I'm starting to get out of more of these futures right here as well. There's always tomorrow's trade. That's the other thing. You don't need to. I mean, tomorrow's a weekend, but you can always trade again. And don't let your Come on, guy. When's the next South Park, man? I love these episodes of South Park. They're so bad, but they're just like, I don't know. It keeps on going. I don't know where. There's something on Kalshi like, will Colbert actually get his job back? I don't know. They gave it back to Kimmel there. Yeah, the Colbert Report. Yeah, he could go to the Daily Show. The rumor was, and this is another thing for Netflix, is with all these late night sort of, back and forth with, Trump's been sort of, I don't want to get too political. I got to be careful what I say, but he didn't approve or appreciate some of the talk of the late night hosts. And CBS, I guess, got rid of Colbert. I think he's going, until maybe 6 or 7 more months. And then Kimmel, they actually re-upped. So I don't know what's going on there. But I was going to say Netflix maybe could be a spot that was rumored to eventually take on Colbert, but I don't think anything's signed over there. You can bet that on Kalshi as well. Okay, what is that chart? Is that the futures? They're getting pumped right now.
Rocked right now.
Yeah, I might just get out of this TQ.
By the way, a one-way trip with current technology, realistic spacecraft trajectories, says about 7 to 10 months one way.
No, hell no. No.
I mean, think about it's like
no.
it's like
I'm too claustrophobic.
Cruise.
No, it's not, Obi.
You can be on a cruise.
You're locked. You think the space shuttle is like a cruise?
It can be like one. Hey, listen. If
This
I'm
is what's
doing
problem.
Mars
This is the
flights,
problem with your generation.
Mars flights. There's gonna be a lot of stuff on it. There's probably gonna have a pool. You know.
No.
You're gonna have artificial gravity. Come on, man. You're going there. If you're gonna be sitting, you can't be.
Go to sleep?
Unless you're like submerged in like a cryo bath for about 7 months, and then you don't even feel it.
Fine, that's different.
You go to sleep, you wake up. You're on
I'm too
Mars.
claustrophobic. I'm not okay. Joe, mic up, Joe. Mic the hell up.
Yeah, man. He's mic'd up.
Well, I don't hear you, so
Joe, I want to hear it. I want to hear it. What's going on?
There we go.
Man, what do you mean?
There we go.
Space.
Tap in.
10
months, lock in for those 10 months on the way there. You could do whatever. Gym in the space shuttle as well too. You're locked in. You're on the 15 cycle, and then you can lock back in on the way back as well too. So I might be with you here, Obi. It's solid 2 years of locking in.
Okay.
Come back, rebuild, baby.
Yeah, exactly.
So Joe,
think about it as a time to focus. That's perfect. That's great, man.
Both you dudes don't have family. Both you guys don't have kids.
I got a kid.
Not that I know of.
No, you don't.
I have a fur baby.
That's not a child, my friend.
It's my child,
you need.
man.
That does not count, my guy. Over there, no, it does not. I've had dogs my whole life. I love dogs, but the idea here is that I think it's just too long of for me. Too long.
That's fair. That's fair.
You
lock in, Katina, man.
Fabian. Okay, yeah. So saying 6 months right now is what you sort of have to lock in for.
Right.
No, I think it's reasonable. I mean, like I said, to each their own. But for me, it would be a hard pass on that long.
What happened? But see, the thing is, though, there's always that chance, Obi. I don't know if you've seen Interstellar.
If I was retired.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Interstellar, yeah, but then it's like, Merv, no, don't let me go, Merv. And then next thing you know, you come back and your family's old and...
I don't think there's that much space-time dilation on the trip to Mars and back. Like that only happens if you go at the speed of light. Then.
But what happens?
I don't want to get into like the
What happens on the way there? We divert from our path and land on that planet where every 10 seconds there is like 10 years on Earth, and the next thing you know, we're there for a couple minutes. We come back. Buddy's still doing the math equation. He's like, "You guys haven't been back for 15 years," and it's like, "Oh no, it's 15."
That's a fair point, but I don't think Mars is that far away, but or that kind of a planet. But fair point. We don't know until we've set foot on there. It could have some interesting properties, but
that's true. Like,
time dilation, my guy. That's something.
Can we get quotes on our way up to Mars? Because like, if you were trading all day,
you're
trading a little blue ocean.
Yeah, exactly. I think there'd be a little bit of a delay. There's definitely going to be a little bit of a delay.
All right, thank you, Joe. We'll hit Joe up in a little bit there. Joe with more talk in just 45 minutes. You can find Joe and Sharif talking all about them space. All right, so yeah, like just as we were talking about that, I'm trying to play this range a little bit. If we get back up to 25, we'll sell a little bit more. I am out of this trade, by the way, if it does break 55. We had talked about that. That was going to be my sort of foot in the sand, so to speak, or foot into space sand, or whatever it is these days. But we're just going to wait, see if that breaks. I mean, this movement is southbound and not worth sitting around and giving up what we've already made. We actually did really well. As soon as we got that fill, we were like, okay, we got to do this, because we were watching Nvidia go to the downside. We were watching Bitcoin absolutely bleed as well. But look where Nvidia bounces off of, the level that we initially had thought about again, 190 to 190.25. So you're coming into this area again. This could be another break long area for Bitcoin, for Nvidia. Yeah, you're long right there. Can you see that? Yeah. Like you and I already locked in. Like I'm already thinking of a trade.
I mean, yeah, I'm just waiting and watching.
You're already in
This is a good spot to, I think, like give it a try for sure.
Yep.
The market's a little extended.
Could possibly be. I love that long. I love the long back to the 200 period moving average. So a strong stock that fades back. If we come to the chart, I can literally, this is why I have the 200 period moving average there. So just unfortunately, we got a little carried away with some space talk over there and about how, you know, animals are like humans. I don't understand that one, but we'll come right back into there. Someone in the chat said people eat dogs. I don't know if they eat humans or not. Some people do.
Yeah,
but down there,
tribes.
Yeah, there still are some there. Okay, 190 and change right there. This is what I'm talking about in the chat, man. Right there. There goes Nvidia. Nice move there to the upside.
Boom.
As there goes TQQs as well. So it is a nice move there. Nice trade, Obi. As you get that to the back end, and we still sit here. The Qs do make that move higher. We're going to offer 27s now, and then just whatever, man. We're playing the range as it is right now. There's a little bit out right there on 27. So let's see if we do have the bottom now. Nice trade there on Nvidia once again. So yeah, let's go higher.
I mean, still watching it. This could. I mean, there's the bounce on the market here, but Nvidia. That was some pretty decent selling. I thought we were actually going to go through the opening price. Did we actually? No, we did not go through the opening price. But yeah, I'm just looking for maybe a little bit of a reversion here. But again, trying to be as nimble as possible and just, like I said, just going with the flow, taking those tape scalps, taking those, watching order flow as well. And just trying to be with the move, right? If there's buyers buying, I want to buy with the buyers. I want to sell with the sellers. And if I'm wrong, I just want to hit out as quickly as possible as well, because again, you can see how much opportunity is on some of these charts here. So 10 pennies, 20 pennies, 30 pennies, sometimes even $1, doesn't matter. Just give me whatever I can get as of right now. So we'll wait and see for some of this stuff to come in. You can see again, just using structure as well. This is a bit of structure from before in around the 80s. So I'm going to be patient. Took a little bit off there, but where's the next trade? It could be on Nvidia, because again, Nvidia more often than not is the belle of the ball. So that is the one that I like to watch. AMD actually got to VWAP. Okay, that's interesting. So again, VWAP's not that far away here on Nvidia. 191 teens is Nvidia, and you can see the market bit of a bounce here as well. Let's see how the mags are doing right now. Okay, so Tesla, man. Tesla was the one to get in and stay involved with the short, because, oh boy, let's take a look at this one. TSLA, right here, what's happening? Okay, cool, look at that. Just, oh my God. Prior day, guess what? Aggressive supply from 490 all the way down to 477s. Today, aggressive supply from 489s, close enough, all the way down to 478s. So more of the same happening today off of the open in the opening session right now on Tesla. That was a bit of a reversion as well. You saw it on a shorter time frame. Bit of a bid that came in. We attempt to push 490 once again, and 489.08 is the furthest we can go. Back through opening range low. I think that's the trade on Tesla if you're not taking the reversion. I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I need to get involved. I need to find nuances to get involved in and around here. I'm sure if I was watching, I would have definitely been involved. There's 191 on Nvidia. So yeah, punched out a little too early. That's fine. But that bid is coming right back in for a bit of a reversion back into VWAP right there. I should technically be watching chip sector, and I said that AMD was one of the ones that already reached VWAP. SMH is pushing back to VWAP as well, and Intel kind of not really doing too much, so not I'm really too focused on that one. But Tesla, beautiful move. What's going on?
No, I was going to say I'm going to sell off this 477. If it breaks, we're going to get out at 478 break. Okay, we're going to try along here on Tesla. Let's go over to Adara, small cap recap, see what she's up to.
Indeed, it is small cap recap time. Davis Commodities, DTCK to start here. This actually was one, I believe was on our watch list this morning. They are right now, unfortunately, not doing too well. There was a lot of pre-market strength, though, in this name. A couple days ago now, they did report their earnings for the first half of 2026. This would have been reported, I believe, in the afternoon on Tuesday, December 23rd. So a couple days old catalyst here, but nice pop, again, pre-market for this name. They did report, for what it's worth, a year-over-year decline in their EPS for the first half of the year, but sales actually up on a year-over-year basis for the period. No news here on ASPC. This is company is called ASPAC the Third Acquisition Corp. So very odd company name, but ASPC is the ticker. A bit more expensive here, around $25. I do want to talk about the float in this name because it's significant. Only 550,000 share float. Roughly 4% of that float is sold short. And we have a 15% short float on this last name, SIDU. See this space. We've talked a lot about this space area. SIDU had a really nice push last week. They did announce, unfortunately, later last week, or I guess earlier this week, a public offering. They announced this morning it's actually closed. They raised up, before deductions or any payment of anybody, they raised $25 million. So good look here for SIDU. Again, 15% short float, not insignificant, as we send you back to Obi and Sean.
And you sent us back to a flush on Tesla. So we don't really.
I'm into the weekend.
I hate to keep on doing this, but it's like we got out and then we, just quickly in and out there on Tesla. Like, could have been 1,000 times worse. We're not using that many shares. We're not catching falling knives and using big time shares. So comes back up. We instantly got long 50s, 60s. Those outs are not. Those outs are O's and then 15s and then it drops through. So small hit, but we did take one there on Tesla. Again, without a news story, we have to wait for that bottom. But the thing, what I was trying to chase it off of, honestly, was like we're right back into here again. So maybe we just could have potentially made a bottom right there. That very bottom, though, is 477, basically, 476.80. So it's coming in. I just wanted to stop out there so that we're not, like, digging. We've already made, like, the Qs was a great trade. IBIT, not so much. That one was in and out. We didn't even get any outs there. It just came to the downside right there. And then now you get, I know you're on Nvidia, but that's nicely cooking now back up to the 50-period moving average off of that 200-period bounce. So we really should be looking for more names that are bouncing similarly to that, right? I mean, Amazon's still down on the day. I'm not even looking at the Nasdaq here. I'm just looking at the ES. What is the Nasdaq doing? So that's right there as well. So now that we're in the TQs, this is a big trade for me, man. Like, that's right back up to, it's very similar to what Obi was doing. Caught a bottom there, waited for it to sort of revert a little bit. We didn't get back in there because our break was down there and I just didn't want to like give up what we made there. We could have reloaded it. I am noticing though that, hey man, today range-bound trading has been pretty good if you've waited for moves to happen. So let's get out again at VWAP here and see if this market wants to continue a little bit higher. But Tesla's trying to go off that bottom. Maybe we just made that little bottom there. I don't know, 477.50s? If we get a 478 fill, we can go 50 cents. Let's see if it falls back in a little bit into 478. We'll try one more time.
Sure. So yeah, definitely much lighter here now with Nvidia. As it pulls back into VWAP, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna lighten up pretty decently and then give it some more room here as we push back above this 191. I was looking for a bit of VWAP hold, but again, using structure a little bit as well. Let's see if we can come in and do something interesting here. The market is reverting about half, 50% reversion here on the Nasdaq of that flush all the way down.
Oh well, here comes Tesla again.
Using this measuring tool here as well. Let's see how long or how strong of a dip that was. It was about a 0.18% dip on the Nasdaq. Wow. Okay, so yeah, a bit of a 50% reversion happening now as well as we come right back into some of those levels here. But the way some of these minute candles are forming right now, it seems like we might go a little bit higher than 191.5. So I'll be patient. But if the sellers come in, I could be wrong. If the sellers come right back in, I do want to get a little aggressive with this selling again. Sellers were here before. Let's see if they're there again. I could be wrong. Maybe the bid is on. But guess what is happening with silver? Stepping up right now on top of pre-market range highs, on top of opening range, or this consolidation range as well. I thought that was opening range, but that's not. But yeah, that high was like around 68.20s. We're stepping up on top of that. 68.40s happening here on SLV. I have Tesla book and then SLV tape. Let me just throw on SLV book here as well on the Amex. That's where that trades. Let's put on a filter for anything above 99 lots. So we see any sort of significance there as well. Okay, maybe a little bit of an ad here. Let's see if we can pull back into VWAP and pull back in a little bit decently as the futures make a nice little top wick on their 15-minute candle. How much time is left on this 15-minute candle to print? Well, let's take a quick look. 4 minutes. 4 minutes. So interesting stuff here. Here we go, coming right back into VWAP. Now the question becomes, do we hold VWAP as support now? We did kind of get back above it. If this is the reclaim of VWAP, I do want to be wary and step away from this one here as well, because the market did bounce. We reverted pretty decently. That flush was absolutely insane. Definitely a little too far, too fast, and showed itself. 50% reversion as well.
There we go, back on. I was gonna say, like, Tesla over here, I don't know if this is gonna go or not. So it doesn't look like it wants to, man. I mean, we almost got stopped out again at 477.50. So I just took some more out there at 477.50, 478.15s. Like watching the tape here, every single time this tries to get going, man, it doesn't. Like it goes down 30 cents, like there's absolutely no problem, and it just grinds up to 30 cents. Like it's not, you see, like look at that, like it just got back into 90s and then just easily just goes, whoops, falls right back down. So 477.50 break, and we'll be out of Tesla. And then I don't know, I think Tesla requires more work than what I'm putting in right now. I think you have to watch this thing, try to find those buyers. There it goes. Really watch the tape. Like we realized we were in trouble there, and thankfully we were able to step away from it, to be honest with you. But yeah, trying to catch a bottom here in Tesla has not worked for me over the last couple of days. That is for sure. So we won't do that again. Rivian, just looking at another name here, pulling back in as well. Silver's at all-time highs and going higher. There goes silver. Hi ho, hi ho. It is sure off. Yeah, off, hi ho, it's off to work we go. Yeah. Off to the mines we go if we're trading silver these days. Nice move higher. Yeah, we say hi ho because it's right here. There's hi ho right here. Yes. But this is, Joe's telling us it's IO, so it's off to work we go.
Okay.
You know, but here's the hi ho stock that we are sort of referencing there. That's another one here. I put another 12% today. So this name continues to get a little bit higher as well. Tesla's still falling down, man, to the downside. What other names you guys want us to look at? Yeah, Netflix has been on fire, by the way, right there, off that low of 93.50 for some reason, like up to 94.50 right now. So nice move there on Netflix. I think the move is overdone to the downside, and you know, nice little bottom forming action on Netflix potentially on the daily chart as that continues to go a little bit higher. Maybe IBIT will eventually catch a bid right now, but all we've been really had some luck with today is momentum. Like we played the Nasdaq on the move down, we waited for that bottom to happen and we nailed it. We nailed Nvidia early, and everything that we tried to catch has been bad. So we tried to catch IBIT on the downside, no. We tried to catch Tesla on the downside. No real damage done on this one, but did not catch this either, as we just wicked down to 477. And this now is literally at Wednesday's low. So what about just breaking that Wednesday's low then and going short? You know, we had a couple wicks there coming into action, but we just bounced off the exact low. So I think if we were really, really super patient, maybe we should have waited for that to come through, and we could be long at 477, giving ourselves that 50 cents worth of risk. But that's what I was doing the whole way down, and it just never worked until eventually we get to that very, very bottom. So Tesla is dropping pretty quickly here as people nervous about car sales, I guess, all of a sudden, and not focusing on what I think many are, and that is the forward trajectory of robotics and of AI and of FSD and of potential spin out. But I don't know if a spin out of SpaceX will do anything to Tesla shares, but other than potentially distract Elon a little bit more, which I don't know if that's good. But there it is, down, it would be bad, but there it comes into the downside again. Watch out for 477 and change there for Nvidia. And then my target for Target is now 102. So I'm gonna, as we get ready, or somewhere around there, I don't, this is probably good enough, but these wicks right there were 99.50s and change. So we'll have to wait to see if something happens here for our good friend Target, which was pretty good right there. I did find, my wife did find this. I did send this out, open image in new tab. I'm gonna go find the actual link, but this was 20, you can't see it, we'll get rid of it. I'll go find it again. It was October 27th of 2025. I said back on October 6th, which we did, we bought some Target here, all-time low valuation. It's down 44% year to date. We talked about activism here as well. That's October the 10th. We even tweeted out a chart of where we wound up buying this thing. It's 88 and change. I'm gonna get better quality of this and go find it for you, but it's October the 10th or the 27th. We looked at that for Target, and so it's nice to see that that name is finally starting to work out a little bit for us there as the move continues on Target and Impossible. I think it was called Tom's Group or something Adara was mentioning. She stepped away for a second, but there's Target right there into 104, 105, a decent little looker. As a TQ still going higher, man, so I like that trade, and you're still in Nvidia.
Yeah, a little bit here, but again, definitely differently sized for sure. Like I said before, I'm waiting for it to pull back in, but again, not doing the same thing I was doing earlier. That's why it's you know, it's holding a little bit against me.
There goes Target. There goes
right
Tesla.
now, but the market is pulling right back up into that 25.8. Wow, look at that rip up right there. That's a strong aggressive push there. So yeah, probably going to be getting out of this one right here. where's the next trade? That's the question, man. And it seems like silver.
Oh, you went short Nvidia.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
a little bit into VWAP right there, but yeah, we're getting a full-on reversion back to highs there. 192.28 is the day high, and it seems like we're making a beeline straight for that high as of right now. So,
do we want to short Tesla?
Oh man,
I mean, we just broke through.
Waiting for it to like break some sort of trend.
We just broke through on Tesla there. SIDU, some talk on that one. 330, 340 high, coming back in as well. Broke below VWAP, broke below 290, broke below 280. Starting to go lower right now on SIDU here. Sidious Space? No, not Space. Therapeutics, Sidious Space. Oh, I was right. Okay. There. So yeah, again, in what we've got some votes for, over 1,400 votes, man. If you voted, also hit the like. Make sure you do hit the subscribe. If we just got this many people to subscribe, maybe you guys are all subscribers, then we'd have been jamming right now. Yeah, I kind of knew space would win, but for me, it's more about looking at this uranium v quantum. Looks like there's more people a little excited about quantum than uranium right now, and the rest of us say, leave me alone right now. So I don't know why, so I'll show this. I don't know why, I said this to Ramin as well. I don't know what's happened with the, with our sort of moderator that's been taken over here with YouTube. Like that should not have blocked this. Take a look at AMD. No, it just says blocked by moderator all the time. It's only blocked, and see someone just unblocked that F-jet there. So I'll show you in a couple minutes there, Fabian, if you want to look. But anything that's a ticker right now seems to be, a lot of tickers are getting blocked for some reason. So we'll try to figure that out right here. Like that should not have been blocked. I can show you, Fabian, if you want to come see right now. But anyways, there's Sidious Space doing things as well. Good out on the TQs there as we get up to the 200 period moving average. So I'm going to take another piece out at 41s, which we just did. Watch out for Tesla, man. There's that break, 476.80. That was the break from Wednesday. So break that low right there and nowhere to go, man. Nowhere to go. Like right into here. And I guess now you're looking at this break, right? That's 475. So now 475, the possible area there. There's the break right there. We should have maybe gone short. So yeah. I think your Nvidia is maybe working out okay. I don't know.
I don't know about that.
Future's not doing too much.
It's holding pretty well here. But yeah, no, Tesla's definitely one I'm stalking right now. 475s incoming right now on Tesla, 475.81. So that's very, very interesting. Puking, right? With some system. Well, I wouldn't say that is the volume is too sustained, but definitely a little bit of constant volume, just kind of just stepping in. When I see a chart like this, I'm just like, all right, this is it's very clear that there's a seller on board here on Tesla, and when that seller is done, I definitely want to be involved. I want to be watching the tape as well to see how that's looking like at the same time to be able to tell that distinct difference, right? How are you going to tell a distinct difference when you haven't seen what it looked like before, right? So that's another part of that. I guess, you know, the reversion trade. So we'll wait and see. Tesla's puking right now, man.
Yeah, I should have got short that. Today, $100 there for Target. I'll just type this out because my wife, thank you, Marisa, has found this tweet for me. So I'll just put this up here real quickly. There's an earthquake right now?
Ooh.
Where? In China? Is that what I just heard? Here's the play right here. So this is what we did. This was back on October the 6th. Bought some Target here at all-time low valuation. So we're talking about 88, 89 bucks right there, down 44% year to date on Target. We asked for people's thoughts. There's a couple people, yeah, for the long term, yes, so on and so forth. So we'll just like that. I'm surprised it didn't like that before. But there's Target right there. We did talk about it. And of course, today we see where Target is. It's a nice move. Wow, it's so stupid, man. Honestly, I don't even. Target now back down to 98. So yeah, nice move higher there and now back in. So it's only up 15 or 20% from that tweet. So it's not like it's a huge move, but the futures continue to go higher, Obi, while Tesla continues to go lower. My mistake, man. We should have shorted that bottom once we saw there was no bids. So now here's 475. Is this finally where we maybe take a long here and just try it for a little bit? I don't know. TSLL is also something that a lot of traders look at every single day, right? Including Joe over there as well. Being just a $21 name, there's more options to trade TSLL if you don't have the equity in your account. So TSLL is one of those things. You can trade it basically at half, I guess it's 5% the price, $21 against 400 and whatever. The price is right now 475 on Tesla and going lower right now. So TSLL, a little bit more safety play there rather than TSLA. But that's it, 1036 right now. Thanks again for everything, guys. I mean, what you can do is make sure you put, and again, I don't know what's going on, why we're getting, why all your symbols are being blocked, but what we do have is this little visualizer that Fabian built for us that shows you once you do put targets, or you put target in there, but you put in tickers into our chat, it will automatically tell us which ones right now you guys are most interested in. So obviously Tesla's there, SIDU, Nvidia, Silver, AMD, AMCI, Target, Oklo, Netflix, Broadcom, Micron, and Apple. So most of these names up today. We don't actually have Tesla's down, of course, but every other name you want us to look at seems to be up. Micron down slightly and Oklo down 5%. So Oklo and SMR, good names to look at on a day when the market's moving around. That is for sure. Here comes Tesla, man, breaking 475. Hi ho, it's off to work we go. And if you're shorting Tesla, you've made your day a little while ago.
Yeah, do you know we have, I think we have the options are coming in? On PPRO?
No.
Like options trading.
Who told you that?
I mean, you know, there's some rumors going around as well. But yeah, no, I think it's
rumors denied.
Rumors denied.
No, the only reason we've been saying that, Obi, for 5-6 years.
Oh, of course,
right?
yeah. No, I think some.
I hope it gets activated.
Someone sent me this today, so I'm just like, okay, from the blotter. So it's like it's.
Yeah. I can send you.
Real.
Send you a lot.
So.
There's nothing to show you. It just says options.
It just says NCSA option.
It just says.
Yeah. Okay. I'll
Okay.
In a second. Yeah. No, but yeah, no, that's definitely exciting stuff. Yeah, I know. Joe's definitely excited for that for sure. Let's see, more opportunity, more ways to extract from the market as well. So that's great news. Same time. So we're grinding this bid on Nvidia all the way back to 190. So yeah, the market reversions definitely coming in very strong. Strong leg to the upside, strong leg to the downside, and then now a grinding leg. A little bit of a, you can see here, just chop as it continues back towards that day high, which is sitting at 192.28. Just now, there was some strong volume that came in. What was that? From a range of, what's the low and the high? 191.87 to 192.02s. Some decent volume came in on that push there, so I'm just watching this. If the market continues to push higher as well and we revert this move, this leg to the downside, yeah, the probability of Nvidia breaking through that day high becomes so much higher as we continue to grind up to the upside here. So, but Tesla continues to sell off, man. 475s with a day or a low right now of 470, 473. So we did break that.
Yeah, we did. Here it goes again. There it goes again. Just broke the low again, Obi.
So I'm just waiting. That seller is relentless.
Me too. I'm trying to find. I mean, I haven't been doing anything for $3. Trying to find out $4. Trying to find out what this bid is going to hit, or when this bid is going to hit, and what exactly is hitting this ask right now, as it is being hit to the downside pretty aggressively. Yeah, so yeah, definitely getting taken to the woodshed there, as some people in the chat are noticing as well. At some point it will get bought up, nobody knows when. This is what a 30-minute chart looks like on Tesla. So, you know, the next sort of, we looked at 475, man. The next area down into here, 460 to 66 is 470. Maybe we start to get going now. It's looking pretty aggressive right now, potentially to the upside. Let's go over to Adara, and then we'll come back and we'll see what's up with Tesla then.
Because Tesla was just mentioned, we'll talk about the consumer durable sector first, because it is one of the weakest sectors here. TSLA, of course, dragging down this group. No clear news catalyst on it either. Consumer services, though, it's worth noting, is also really weak. Cruise line struggling here. RCL, WBT also down, as we do have, of course, that ongoing bidding war between Paramount, Skydance, and Netflix for Warner Brothers assets. Take a look here at some stronger sectors: health services, communications, commercial services, non-energy minerals doing quite well. We also have here tech. To start here with tech, because it's kind of a tale of two cities when it comes to these tech sectors. Electronic technology, incredibly strong with Nvidia up 1.5%. or more, as we do get news that they're going to be acquiring the assets of Groq or Groq. It's an AI startup. Tech services, though, a completely other story. Palantir and Apple have been both to the downside. Meta, Google, and Microsoft, the three Mag 7s in this sector, all getting hit pretty hard, though. Netflix and ServiceNow both strong today. I also want to briefly mention here the financial services sector. This sector had an incredibly strong start to the week, led by Citigroup. Now, though, pulling back. So you said you back to Sean and Obi. Do make sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content.
Thank you, Adara, for that one. All right, I went long Tesla, so let's see what ends up happening right here. We were trying to catch a little bit of a bottom there. So now we are in the money 70 cents. So far, so good here. I'm actually waiting at 38s. I don't know why. I may cancel that. If it's, there it is. Yes, we get it. So nice move there up to 38. So there it is, man. We are almost now back into the dollar club and almost made back everything we lost on this stock right here. But I don't think, we got out of half right there at 35s or 38, sorry. So let's just give it another shot here and see if we want to get back up to the upside. Generally speaking, you'd want to see this 21 period try to break. And right now it's not doing a whole heck of a lot, man. That was a nice little bump up there. And the reason why we finally got our first real sized green candle right there. So that's what sort of gave me the idea to maybe go back into this name. We were just waiting to see if there was going to be some buy side. So out of this whole move down, we just got the biggest candle volume-wise on this whole move down, and it was green. So I know we were the Grinch a couple days ago, but today we're going to see if we can give some of those presents back in the way of a long for Tesla right there. But it has took our money today. So there it goes, man. There it is. Now it's officially $1 as we get back into 4. I'm going to take a little bit out right now. 50, there we go. We can take a 60 fill, and there it goes. So now we'll see how high Tesla can fly. Not too bad so far.
Yeah, definitely. That bounce is coming in real nice there on Tesla. Yeah, 473.80s to 475. So yeah, I'm looking to get involved as well. Silver pulling right back in here. 68.80s were the highs right there, pulling back into 68.40. So nice little steady trend. Let's see if it continues to hold structure and step up higher. That's what I have on watch when it comes to
come on, Tesla.
When it comes to silver there. Whoa, what's happening there?
That's Fabian's forehead.
Fabian's forehead, yeah.
Hope you use some moisturizer there, Fabian.
Oh boy. Market.
Ramin is ruthless, man.
So here, let's see if that comes in. Yeah.
Let me get into this man's pores. She's like, she's thinking about all that over there. See what kind of greasy food this man's been having. But no, thanks, Ramin. Doing the best, man. We talked about it with Ramin here. We get so many different looks and everything, and I think she'd be doing a great job. So shout out to Ramin and to Andre, who's in Brazil right now, enjoying the snow in Brazil. No, I just asked the wife what was going on with the snow outside. I don't know if anybody's been walking back there. I was trying to find out because we may not be going. You have videos, Ramin?
Videos of what?
Yeah, my wife sent the outside of our house was not looking very nice. Maybe I can get her to send an update. We showed the picture in the beginning. Maybe I can show another picture of the snow. And Ramin, be my guest. You may show those whenever you want to, the pictures on the stream about what's been going on. Because we do have, and if I go into the history, a somewhat of a, I got to go get that again, of a radar map, that weather map was approaching at noon.
Yeah, that's coming in, man. 2 o'clock.
It's supposed to be
That's
bad.
when we hit, was it?
What was that,
the eye of the storm, but yeah, 2 o'clock seems like that's when the heaviest wave of that downfall is going to come in here on the day. So we'll see. We'll wait and see if it's as aggressive as as the map. I was going to say chart. I guess it is.
I'm the map.
Weather chart, weather map.
Map. I'm the map. I'm the map. I'm the map.
Swipe or no swiping?
Give me those shares. Here we go. Okay, here we go. So Obi, now it looks a little different. There is a major, Neil is up around here somewhere in Barrie, right around there. But you can see right now the weather going this way. So let me push start. What we are trying to avoid, this is where we are located, of course, in Toronto, and we are trying to avoid major blue. So let's go here, go forward. Uh-oh, 12 o'clock, a problem. It looks like the storm is trying to go north a little bit, which would be nice. So it looks like we're going to get a little bit. Oh no! There we go. Oh no, 3 o'clock is not good. And then basically this afternoon.
Where does it end?
I don't know where it ends. This map only goes for so long over here.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not looking the greatest right now. Stay warm, stay inside if you are in the lovely T.O. All right, everywhere I go is a bull ride right there because there goes Tesla, guys. Hey ho, there it is, Obi.
Boom.
We're now Greensville on Tesla. It don't take long.
Great trade.
It don't take long. There goes Tesla, nice little bottom pick there. But we did try and try and try. And I am well known for revenge trading around here. That is for sure. But this time, not really, man. It still is a revenge trade, but it's about keeping your eyes on the prize. I don't think it was. We were in and out. We took a little bit of profit there. We knew we took a little bit there too. We knew this was going to be a scalp trade until eventually we saw something, and now we have 7 straight up candles on Tesla. So nice trading there. And I still have more than half of this trade left. And now that I say that, let me get another piece out here at 40 like we do. And now we'll see if we can get back up. We're going to see this 50-period moving average at 478. But here we go. It is the peak of summer right now in Brazil. Since Lyndon Meyer, thank you so much for that one. It is, yeah, I'm just joking about the snow in Brazil, obviously. I don't think it really snows there at all, does it? The peak of summer in Brazil right now, 35 degrees Celsius. Now I'll pass on that, but there we go, man. Thank you so much for that one as we go. What's up, Adriana? These guys are billionaires at this point. You talk about me? Nah, trying to get there. Never lose on a trade. Well, then you have not been watching long enough. I just showed you. So today on IBIT, this is a loss on IBIT right there today. And the reason why I know that's sort of being sarcastic and everything like that, but I really take I one time turned down somebody, and I won't say the publication, basically messaged me, and they were doing a top 10 traders that were on the internet. And basically I had a private, we had a Zoom or whatever. And basically at the end of the interview, the guy goes, you know, for this fee, I can put you higher on the list. And I just said, peace, you know, don't put me on the list at all. Because it's like, if you're actually gonna do a list of that kind of stuff, that's all good. But there's reasons why some of these jokers put up on YouTube and want to pay publications like this to get their name out there. It's because they cannot trade. They're looking to sell something. They're looking to do something other than trading. And they might have 1 or 2 bangers. That's fine. But what about the other 18 days that they're trading? You know, they'll show you these winners. I just made $100 million on a trade. Great. I bought Sidious at this level and I just made 50 grand. But honestly, those traders are few and far between. And when you do find them, they're probably not as genuine as, you know, we're being here on the show. It's not to say that there's not a lot of those traders out there, but the minute I heard him want me to pay to get more up on the list, I was like, I'd rather get it by merit rather than by funding, because like right now that's a $3.50 winner there on Tesla. We don't have to flash our P&Ls. The trade is in there. You had a great trade today, a couple great trades today as well. You know, take it for the trade and nothing else. Okay, Ramin, sorry about that little tangent there. Let's show the lovely, okay, here comes Sharif. He was probably just outside. Yeah, this is right outside our office. You could see a little, and this was an hour and a half ago. Okay, and this
is when you went to go grab tips?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Right now you can't even apparently look outside. That's how dramatic it is right there. Okay, there we go. So I guess I'm not going to the gym. Apparently it's crazy.
I would not. I would call in sick to the gym if I were you.
Yeah. That's probably every day for me, probably with that advice. It means like, oh, just call in sick today for the gym. You don't have to worry about it. But I might go try. Sharif, you think it's worth the trek 5 minutes? Is it that bad outside? Okay. All right, so Sharif is back in the building. Glad to have him back. There goes Tesla right now. It's $4 now in the money, back up to the upside as Tesla. Man, they went for a little jog there today, Obi. But there it goes. Caught the bottom there on TSLA. I'll count my billions of dollars a little later.
Yeah, definitely. There's a bit of a swipe coming in here into the market. The bid is definitely strong, and yeah, Tesla might be one of the reasons why, because yeah, it's all the way almost back at 480s, man. So what a beautiful reversion. Great catch on that one. But again, you had to try a couple of times, and that's
funny thing is we can go to the one in the condo.
What's that?
We have free gym access. Everybody here has free gym access.
No way, actually?
Yeah, you can go to the one in the condo. We pay the most out of any person in this condo. We pay the most condo fees, of course. Yeah. We have 20,000. We have 20,000 square feet here, at least.
Yeah. You're right.
I know that's not the, you know, my penthouse is a little bigger than that. I mean, the billions of dollars.
That's so easy then. Why do I need to walk for like 15, 20 minutes if I only want to use free weights and a bench? You know?
This is what I'm saying.
Yes.
So I like it, and they also have a pool here too.
Ooh.
But outdoor.
Okay, yeah. I haven't seen the outdoor.
Skating rink today. It's up top. Rooftop.
Rooftop?
Yeah, man.
Infinity pool?
I've never been. I've seen it, but not Infinity. I don't think it's it's not Infinity Pool. It's not Infinity Pool.
Why are we not exercising these opportunities?
I'm trying to drop this knowledge to everybody.
What, 3 years late?
I mean, I'm definitely.
Shut up, Ramin.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely taking.
Better late than never.
If that's real, I'm definitely taking up the gym.
I mean, if it's real.
No, it's well. I gotta see. You know, technically, you know, I don't really work here, so you know.
Okay, I don't. Okay, you know what? I'll just whatever. You'll be Sean for every time you want to go up there, man. We literally know everybody that works.
Yeah, I know. I'm very familiar with the concierge as well.
That's the word I was looking for, concierge. Yeah. Yes. Okay, good. Thanks, Obi. But anyways, yes. So if you guys want, I will confirm all of that for you. Like I'm attempting to confirm the options talk that you have as well. The request has gone into upper management about options right now. So we're going to wait to see if they and when they respond on that one. So
bit of a shake and bake happening here. Where we were up, we were down. Right here, so yeah, a little bit of a slowdown of price action. It was aggressive to the downside, aggressive to the upside. The prior 15-minute candle a little muted here as well on the Nasdaq, and it seems like ES might be wanting to sell off a little bit more. 192 still a little bit of trouble here on Nvidia. VWAP's all the way down at 191. What is that? 20s-ish. So we'll see if that can potentially come in, or maybe the bid comes in. I have no idea. But yeah, wow. Look, I'm looking at this Tesla, man, and absolutely beautiful.
It's nice.
Catching that move. That's 100% playbook. It is overextended, and as soon as that seller is done, oh boy, that reversion is coming in quite nicely. I think we're doing about a 30% reversion. I'd be looking for a 50% reversion all the way up into 482s, 480s, above 480s at the very least, man. But we'll see. Market dependent as well. Market bounce came in with that Tesla move at the same time. We've been talking about SLV. Those of you who are very adamant in trading some of these commodities and precious metals, you can see the nice stair step that silver's been doing. That's absolutely beautiful as well. Sure, the range is kind of wide, but if you're using some of these prior structures, it's just like a little bit of a step happening here on silver at the same time. But yeah, let me know in the chat. What are you guys trading? What are you guys up to? And yeah, we don't have a what's for lunch session today, but
we know what's for lunch.
Might be coming.
Oh, if they're open? Yeah, we'll have to double check if what's for lunch, everybody, is Obi. Here we go. Today we do not have lunch from the caterers, but it is an American flag, and you know why?
Why is that?
Because cheeseburgers. You have, there's Cabanos here in Toronto. They have literally
we're marketing for them.
Literally famous for their cheeseburgers. Yeah, no, what the hell?
We're not sponsored.
We're not going there. You know, where's the sponsorship money? No. So we're gonna go try to check that out. If I'm not, I'm gonna go check out the weather. If I'm not here, well, I'll be back around noon. I don't know how hungry people will be. You haven't even had that yet, so maybe we'll order it around noon.
I had half of it.
Okay, maybe we'll order it a little bit later, or I'll just put Ramin in charge of it, and everybody orders whatever they want through that. Ramin. Okay, no, I don't mean like that. Use my Uber account if you want. It's fine. What? Oh God damn it!
Just give me your card.
That's right. I cannot give Ramin my credit card or my Uber account.
Why?
That would be why. That might be a little bit of a problem.
It to me.
Okay, fine. I will. I actually will give it to her.
Here,
I will give it to her.
Blue Street's right here. She might go on a shopping spree, you know?
Yeah, she might. Well, it wouldn't be any different than what normally happens to my card anyways. But no, look, just be...
Twitter. You posted that you got a charcuterie board, and then on Wednesday, you were like, oh, why is there a $300 bill from Walmart?
Oh, yeah, that's right, yeah. She wanted to show me, we did have, my wife made this crazy, just a charcuterie board. There's nothing too crazy about it here. This is what she made this. This was great.
It's great, man.
Yeah, my parents came over. It was a nice little bit of prosciutto there. It's nothing too crazy. This is nothing too maddening, but this is what happens with everything. I really like what Brian Shannon actually retweeted here. These are just little notes about trading. See, this is like, you saw me today. I respect other people's market opinions. You heard me as soon as I heard Obi hitting keys, I quickly exited some of my positions as well. I know my risk before I get into a trade. Like if you guys, I'm going to put this out here and shout out to my good friend Brian, who's been on the show obviously many times and will always be allowed back, obviously, as he continues. But such a good follow there, Brian Shannon at Alpha Trends there as well. There's something going on right now, and it is called Money Talks, and that is with, of course, Adara, who's been obviously pretty quiet today. There hasn't been a lot of news stories going through, but she did bring us the target, and now she's going to talk about everyone's favorite subject around here, that is money. So it's Money Talks with Adara.
Unfortunately, Sean, much like the lack of news, there isn't too much going on here in the US dollar either, as you might expect. But I do want to talk here about the weekly chart because we've been very much stuck in a range here the last 2 weeks in the US dollar. Low of around 97.8, high here around 98.7. So it's in a roughly 1 point range, more or less, here on that weekly chart for the DXY. No economic data today. Of course, we know on Wednesday, which was the last trading session we had, we did get some jobless claims data coming in a little bit lower, or sorry, higher than expected there for those jobless claims, or lower than expected claims, higher than expected continuing. So are kind of a mixed look there for those jobless claims print we had there on Wednesday, but no economic data, of course, today. I do want to talk here about the FOMC rate decision. I have the CME FedWatch tool right here on my screen. 17.7% of participants are still expecting that we're going to get that 25 basis point cut, but the overwhelming majority here, 82.5% of participants expecting that rates will be held steady. And it's worth noting, I mentioned this a little bit on Wednesday afternoon as well, but a lot of the comments we're getting from Fed members are basically suggesting that we're going to be getting a hold, at least for the next little while. Fed's Hammock saying that she's probably not comfortable cutting until the spring. And even the very dovish Fed's Myron said that if he votes for a cut, it'll likely be a 25 basis point cut as opposed to the 50 basis point cuts that he's been voting for the last 3 meetings. But again, we'll have to wait and see what happens here on January 28th, 2026. Back to you.
January 28th. Okay, so we have a date now in mind for that. Okay, just before we let you guys go, obviously, thank you so much for everybody watching. Thank you for hitting the like button. Thank you for hitting the subscribe button. Thank you for having a good time with us. Obi and I always have a great time together. We'll be back at 2 p.m. All right, and then you're going to go over to, again, man, 2 amazing traders with Sharif and Joe sitting right here beside us. Adara is still going to stay back for the news. Ramin will be having a good time switching. That should be a lot of fun. And we want to thank everybody, and you stay with us. Yeah, if we have a camera, we can show our little back area there. That'd be kind of cool. I don't know if that's all set up or not. Ramin can give a big wave. She's been awesome today, as per usual. But yeah. So, just quickly, there it is. Oh, no, that's this view. They're in the back. Yeah, wave your hand, Ramin. They can probably see you. There you go. There's her waving right there, right just to the right of Joe's hand. And above Sharif's head is Ramin. There's Fabian as well. So, yeah, so we got a big show happening for you. And we're right over here somewhere. Yo, what's up, my guys? Right there. So we're happy. This is the trading setup that we have. There you go. This is the trading setup that we have. You saw all of our screens there. Obi, unfortunately, you don't have the 14 monitors that you have on the other side.
Oh, unfortunately.
I think you have 8, right? We already talked about that?
Yeah, 8 monitors.
8 monitors.
It's a good perspective because I like to watch a lot of things at the same time.
Really?
But, yeah, no. Yeah, I like to watch a lot of things.
All right.
It is what it is.
Yeah, all right. So, yeah, there's a lot of trading happening on 8 monitors. But the thing is that it's we've talked about this before. It's everybody to their own. Like
sometimes I take a basket that's like 10 stocks.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. So it's about what you're setting up doing. If you're looking at one stock, fine. But if you're looking for a bunch, and we did have a trader on before, and you do this too. I noticed with all the different setups. If you're going to go long the Qs, you might as well look to see what's happening with Apple, Meta, Google. 100%. Like if a lot of these trades or oil stocks, any sort of an ETF trading, anything like that. If you're looking at anything that is a either a levered product or a derivative or anything, you definitely want to look at what the underlying is doing, right?
Sometimes you'll find discrepancies in the underlying as well, especially if you watch them all the time. You're like, okay, Nasdaq and the ES are doing one thing, and then Tesla will be doing its own thing. Yep. We saw that today, and then there's going to be opportunity there. We saw Sean take something like that today. So it's just like, all right, there's so many different ways to kind of trade like that. And sometimes when you have that perspective, then you actually see some of the distinct differences that are potentially happening. That's why I like the multiple screens for sure. But yeah, sometimes I'm not even using all of them. It's a very case-based scenario, right? So it's 11 o'clock, Sean.
Yeah, it's 11 o'clock already. So okay, Obi, thank you so much, man. Great day. Nvidia, I traded IBIT, Nvidia, the Qs. IBIT, Nvidia, the Qs, and Tesla. Yep. For you today, just Nvidia?
Just Nvidia.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. We will be back. We'll see. We'll see if we go slipping and sliding outside on that ice. We'll see what that's like right there. Obi, always a pleasure, man.
Always.
Do me a favor, you're back at 2?
Of course.
All right, me and this man, back at 2 o'clock. But right now, 2 of the most handsome gentlemen that we have on set right now, besides Obi. Me, I'm just here. It is Sharif. It is Joe. It is the Midday Madness. We love it, and so do you.